Hey, hey, everybody. I just lit some Paulo and some incense for us. How's everybody doing? Just gonna check the lighting here. So happy to be here with you guys. We don't really need a lot of lighting yet. It is not dark where I am. Okay, loves. I am just gonna hop onto the live here so I can get your comments. So glad you're here. I hope you guys brought your questions. So I'm just gonna be hopping into it. Pop out chat. Okay. All right. So here's what we're doing tonight, guys. I hope everybody is, the first 4 days of quarantine, I was going just nuts. I was actually super depressed. My anxiety was up. I was staring at my computer screen thinking, I have so much work to do. This is the opportunity that I need to get it done. And I was stressing. And then I realized I gotta take myself for a walk. And I went outside and I totally shifted the energy. And then I got into cleaning my house for like 4 days straight. Like closets, garage, bedroom, you name it. I was cleaning it. And now I'm just super grateful to have the opportunity to have gone live 2 times this week. And I'm just gonna keep it going. This is just a time for us to be together to get you spiritual guidance. There's a lot of people right now. I said on my last live that usually my schedule is completely full with people doing regular old, sessions with me. But what's happening right now is there's just a lot of people who kind of could use a little spot check spiritual guidance at the least. And, financially it's tough right now. That's why everybody's in the same boat. And I just wanted to serve by bringing readings live so we could touch on those things that you want a little bit of guidance on. Now, here is how donation and stuff is going to work tonight. In the description below, you'll find a link to my direct PayPal. I ask that if you can support a small business like me, my usual rate is $150. I'm not obviously doing anything like that, but if you could spare $5 or more, depending on how valuable your reading was, I would super appreciate if you would go over there and do the $5. I'll be reading people who do that. And if you have a super pressing question and you can't do that, I understand. Put it in the chat, and I will, get to it. Okay. Having trouble sending money on PayPal, Christine Thomas. Okay. For anybody who's having trouble, I will help you directly when the live is over and send you like a link to your cell phone or something easy that you can tap. So Christine, don't worry about it so much. Go ahead and put your question in. You guys put your questions in, and I'm gonna just start reading as they come in. Okay. Well, there's no questions yet. You guys are working on the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a minute to do kind of a reading for all of us. That way, if you're just catching the first few minutes of this live, you're still kind of getting a message. So I'm supposed to do it like a pick a card reading. They just said do 3 piles. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Pile 1, 2, or 3, guys. Pile 1. Pile 2, pile 3. Take a deep breath. 1, 2, or 3. Pile 1, 3 cards for you. Ooh, we're talking about love, pile 1. Talking about love. Here's the thing. I think for my single people in pile number 1, strengthening the bonds upside down talks about really... That's where we're all at right now. Feeling lonely. Feeling a little lonely. Feeling like there's this intimate desire we have to connect with somebody, and then there lies an empty space. It could just be the way you're feeling with all that's going on, but if this is you, my single pile number 1s, you are doing the right thing, which is still putting the energy out and seeking what you desire, even if it's not conventional, like, oh, I'm not online dating or I'm not going out. I still actually give you credit, pile number one, because no matter what your circumstances, whatever that void is for you, whether it's romantic or otherwise or whatever, you are sort of making the creative efforts to fill it appropriately in alignment with you. I love that. I want to let you know, coming together, this usually talks about a 2-year as far as like a coupling. Sometimes this is the marriage card, so it talks about you kind of getting to the end point by that time period. If it's something more immediate and something more circumstantial based on what's going on right now, it usually means about 2 months. 2 months feeling complete again. And it's not that other people complete you, it's just that sharing, being heard, and receiving is a sense of, can feel like a sense of completion, a check off that box. So if you are feeling lonely, again, if you are feeling like there's just a little bit of a void, an itch you want to scratch, you know, kind of a place that is reserved for something or someone else to sort of come in and couple with you energetically, please know that I do see the solution in sight. If it is that you're totally single, I'm talking about, if you're drawn to this deck, this usually talks about a very formal, like a formal solution to this, which sometimes means marriage, okay? In the 2-year mark. Otherwise, it's just, we could even say a 2-month mark to hit the first notch on the belt where we're feeling satisfied. Okay, this is quick and dirty. Deck number 1. Okay, deck number 2. Where are my deck number 2 people at? Perfect. Okay. My deck number 2 people are... I love you guys, but you might be lacking a little bit of motivation right now. Listen, this is totally understandable and circumstantial, you guys. This is like, we're just talking about what can be done here. So the thing is what I do love is that I know you know where you're at. I know you know where your goals are at. I know you know what you want to do. I know you know how to do it. I just don't want you to get down that you haven't done it yet. These are my people who've been sleeping in. These are my people who haven't done their work at home. These are my people who haven't got out for that exercise that they wanted. This could be greater picture in life with generally where you're at right now. But it's basically, I want to tell you to not fret, okay? Because you are in the know. You know the things to do. And if you didn't know, that's where I would be worried. Okay, I would be worried because I would feel like, oh no, you're stuck and we need to answer this unanswerable question and it's going to take a minute. No, you know what to do. You just haven't done it yet, which is no big deal. When you do the thing you've been putting off, the thing that you got to wrap your brain around and see about doing in the time that's perfect for you. When you do that, we're going to flip this card from upside down to right side up. Now, this card is all about giving and receiving. Sometimes it means monetary and business. Sometimes it means just exchange with people on a formal basis. Sometimes that's business. Sometimes it's just community, okay? But it usually does mean people, and it means an exchange. So once we do the things that we know are on the list, then this flips right side up, giving and receiving. It's sort of like the energy does move in the direction it needs to go. I'm not worried about you because all the steps are there. You'll take the lead when it is time for you. Be gentle, but also remember how important these things are for you so that you don't totally disappoint yourself by not taking the initiative at some point on the right days with the right momentum. Okay, deck number 3. Where my deck number 3 at? Okay, let's see what we got here. Clarity, belief, open up upside down, and lead upside down. Okay, my deck 3 people are people that have a I don't want to say problem because that sounds like negative, but like a something to solve. There's something to solve. So there's a question, a formula, something that we are like, hey, I need to find, like deck number 2 had the answer that they seek. Deck number 3 is still in the problem solving phase. That's okay. What I like about this is the clarity of belief is first, which means the answer you seek is available. I'm going to stop myself before I say readily available, because readily available mean that it's super easy to get this thing, like Google it and it would just be there. I do feel like it's shopping at Ross. Shopping through all the racks in order to find the gems, right? So get on it. if this is important to you, because it's going to take a minute to sort of solve and figure out the answer to this. I get in this place all the time. Sometimes the research is daunting, or the idea of figuring out the answer to the problem is a little daunting. But then I find that when I get into it, I actually feel like it's a little bit of an adventure figuring out the thing, and I feel very accomplished when I'm done. So listen, this is good. This means the answer is available, even if it's not readily available. Get to work. The open up means quite possibly that this is something that you could ask for help on from somebody who you either feel guided to ask for no reason, or someone that you know might actually have insight, and maybe you haven't been kind of putting yourself out there and saying, I could really use some help in this area. Consider doing that, because it could be the thing that breaks it through. Also, not taking the lead. You and deck 2 are still in a holding pattern. That's okay. You focus on solving your problem. Deck 2 focus on finding the right balance of energy to get the motivation going. Deck number 1, I'm not worried about you at all, because you will soon have your companion energy on the way. Okay, that was fun. Let me look into the chat room and see what kind of questions. I've seen a couple payments come in. Thank you guys for supporting a small business. I appreciate you. Whether you're doing that or just putting a question in the chat, I am all for it. Okay, let's see here. I will need the link as well. I wonder if I can type a link in here. Let me try this. www.paypal.me/Tana Newberry. I don't know if the link will be clickable. I don't know if that's going to work. Should be in the description, guys. Okay. All right. Hi from Apple Valley. Hello. Okay. Put the question right here in the chat, guys. Okay. Let's start with Kelly. My husband left me almost 3 years ago. I believe he is with another woman already. How will my divorce go? I'm sad. I'm sorry, Kelly. Matters of the heart are no joke. They bring out the deepest parts of us, whether that is fear, sadness, joy. Kelly, I am feeling like I want to tell you everything's going to be okay. I have this card in the deck. I wonder if it's going to pop out. I have this card in the deck called Just Breathe. And every time I call it my singing card. And my singing card has me hear a word every time I see this card. And it's, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Yeah, it's a Beach Boys song. So I hear this, and there's two things I'm hearing from this, even without pulling the card, and I wouldn't be surprised if I pulled it right now. But there's two things I'm hearing. Number one, don't worry, just breathe. Stay in that place where you're kind of committed to feeling the peace inside your body, so that your nervous system doesn't get too shocked by the emotions kind of running high and heavy. But the other thing too is the word baby in the song, they're making me focus on that and making me feel like, you know how someone would care for a baby and the baby would be kind of at a loss to almost handle the things it needs itself. It needs that support. I really feel like you are supported by heaven right now, Kelly. I don't know if you've lost a father on the other side, but there's a male. Feels like you were close to them. It was either father, could be grandfather if your father's still alive, obviously. I'm not predicting anything like that. But there is a male person next to you on the other side that I feel you were close, because I feel them missing like a closeness or a hugging or something. Grandpa? Okay, yeah. And I just... I feel like everybody on the other side is helping you with this and helping you with your new partner. I'm going to ask the question now. How will the divorce go? Is he with another woman? I believe he is. Okay. And how will the divorce go? You know, one thing you have to know, Kelly, is that it's supposed to be kind of sad. You know, I'm not dismissing how you feel, but I want you to know that it's okay, like, to be a mess, because it's just... It is hard. There's a couple things here. At the very first card is feeling alone. That's where it's at. It's going to take time. Awaiting results. Time. Going to take time. What's at the bottom of this is the marriage card, upside down divorce, and the heart upside down. Your heart was broken, Kelly. Your heart was broken. But I'll tell you what. This is the future card. 100% do I believe you're going to find the person that you're looking for that will be an answer to all the things that this wasn't. I actually see something else I like here, Kelly. I see that the fear card upside down means that when the time comes, you will leap. You will not be afraid. You will see all of the good things that this has to do with. You won't be afraid. And ultimately, the place of healing that you desire in this present moment will come. And I'm not going to say that other people complete us or feel us or heal us, because there is some responsibility, obviously, that we have ourselves to take care of ourselves. But can I say that heart-sized hole in your soul is filled in with new vital energy? Let me pull a card for... I do think that your ex-husband, just to answer your monkey mind question, because I know those are important too. We need to know the things so we can move past the things. I do feel that he may be coupled with somebody. I have to be honest, I don't know how it's going to go. The Choose Your Battles Upside Down card is there, which means there could be some turmoil in that relationship. Things like bickering or disagreements and things like that. I don't know how well equipped he is to handle things like that. I don't know what his ultimate outcome will be. I will be really honest here. I want to be very, very clear. I do not see this relationship coming back together because it's not the highest for you. But I tell you, sweetie, there's one Lover's card in this whole deck, and you have it in the future position. And the outcome position is the healing. So these two have a huge part in each other, and I would look forward to the future. I would absolutely look forward to the future. Sometimes the Lover's card talks about a couple of years, even into a few years, meaning 2 or 3 years. But this is the time where it's at the end, not like when you meet the person, not when you start dating them, not when you start to feel better, but like the part where you go, yes, I've arrived, everything I want, I have, and you sort of have this finish line that you move through and journey through. So sometimes it does talk about a few years, but doesn't mean it doesn't even get started this year. So keep your eyes peeled. And I love, love, love that when I see you finding the person that inspires you, I don't see you afraid. I don't see you afraid. I see you moving forward. I absolutely love that. I'm going to see if I can turn this a little brighter. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Thank you for your question, Kelly. Sending you so much love. Okay. Stone Dancer says, hello. What is my guide and how can I hear or start to connect with advice? I'm trying to connect more. Stone Dancer Tarot. I invite you on my website, tananewberry.com. I have a free online course. It's like a little mini course, 6-day video training, which is all about removing your psychic reading blocks. And basically what it does is it sets you up for the right mindset to connect, because there's two different things. There's your methods that you use to connect and finding the right ones that feel very complementary to your comfort level, your skill level, your predisposition to be really good at that thing. But then there's also basically mindset, like suspending your disbelief, having the experience, just having it, judging it later. Don't stop yourself in the middle and go, oh, well, I made that up, or oh, that's my imagination, because all those things will stop it. So check out that free video training. Anybody that wants to do that, you can do that. I think there's a link to it on the header of my YouTube channel as well. It says claim free training, something like that. Check it out. Also, I mean, I am a huge believer in courses and stuff. I know I sell them, so I'm not trying to sound salesy, but I love taking courses myself. I love it because it teaches me new skills, methods, and success formulas for, I'm a Virgo, right? So I like systems and processes, and I actually really like things that shortcut my ability to connect. For example, I love automatic writing, and I love doing things that are, spelled out for me so that I don't have to spend any mental energy on trying to figure it out. I just use a formula that I was taught, and then I put my energy into pouring myself into that formula. So find, whether it's YouTube videos or books or any of my training or any training, find different ways that you might want to connect, formulas and things to try. That's my advice. and simply pour yourself into it. Find the ones that work best for you and continue to do them. If you really want to talk to your guides, I would suggest automatic writing or clairaudient exercises, because that will allow you to feel that you're having a conversation. Clairsentient or clairvoyance can be very full and detailed, but sometimes hard to decipher because it's like symbols or feelings, and it's not like you're being told a message, right? So it can be a little different, although clairaudience is one of the skills that people don't sharpen quite as much. So it's actually, the way I like to see it, is the room for the greatest growth, and it will make you feel like you have a conversation, literally, with spirit. Conversation, like you're sitting down and connecting with your guide. So check that out, and I'm going to connect right now too. You know, it's really interesting. Trying to find your name again. I know you had just a tag. Stone Dancer Tarot. You have 2 guides, which is really interesting. This is, I'm sure you have a ton of guides. Everyone does. But I'm just looking at you, and I'm seeing the first thing that catches my attention. You have 2 guides, a male and a female, that are both spiritual, and I don't know what culture they come from. I would almost at first glance wonder if it was Native American, because there's just all this adornment and bluish and brownish colors in their adornment, and like feathers and paint and all that. But to be honest, I don't think it's Native American, because I think it's you know, like Aborigines also have a lot of adornment, or, you know, like, it's just, I don't know what culture it is. It's just a very, somewhere you've been. I just see a male and a female, and it's really interesting. The male is dancing, doing a ceremonial dance. So I don't know if you're a dancer or you're really into movement. I wouldn't be surprised if you were. But they were both kind of spiritual leaders, and they're both with you. They must be either friends or family of when you had that lifetime. This is unique to you. People don't always have this around them. So when I'm looking at you and I see these very adorned, cultured guides, it's really something quite spectacular. I do love to dance. I am not surprised. Okay, let me pull cards just for a message, and then I will listen clairaudiently for a message as well, because I just told you that works. So they're talking about your dreams and your desires. You have a goal. I don't know if it's business related or purpose related. It's time to seek some clarity. I'm going to take that back. Not clarity. Make some decisions, because it's not actually seeing something clearly. It's just deciding. It's figuring out where you resonate and where you want it to go. Yes, there will be up and downs. Yes, there will be things to figure out. Yes, when you feel stuck, it doesn't feel good. It feels like, bleh. But at the same time, it's a necessary part of the journey, and what will make you generally an expert, okay, at the thing. Don't get stuck when you get stuck. When you get stuck, see it as just a moment that is just as important as any. Keep pushing through. I'm not surprised if you would be like either a light worker, a reader, a healer, a counselor, a therapist, even like massage therapist, anybody who brings healing one-on-one to individuals. You're on the front line. You have a purpose that is aligned with you and what you want to do. Yes, it is yours, but you're also part of a bigger collective. You know what's interesting? These 2 guides that I saw before, and they're not old. Let me be clear. They're actually kind of young, like 20s or 30s, a man and a woman. You have sort of a shared destiny with a lot of your soul family and spiritual tribe. This will allow you everything you need to figure out how to hold down the anchor that you're going to be in this lifetime. But can I say that this is a really, really big thing that I'm sensing, and I feel you at the very beginning of it. So what I'm trying to tell you is to look further, dream bigger, see farther, because you and your purpose and the guidance that you have and the anchor that you can be in this world, in this lifetime, with the gifts you have right now, it's a lot, and it's just in no way over. I mean, you're just at the beginning. So please keep moving. Please keep doing what you're doing. You'll be surprised at the incredible impact that if you keep going, you keep rising to. Your incredible impact. Use all your spiritual abilities. Let me listen with my clairaudience. Go forward without regret of anything that hasn't worked in the past, and with a full eye and commitment to the future. Do not worry how to get where you're going. Just set your sights on where that is. Listen to us step by step, turn by turn. I don't know the words they're using, but I'm going to use my words. Solve the, it's not a problem, like puzzles, solve, put the pieces together, something like that. Your destiny, I can't pick the word, so I'm going to use my words, consumes you, meaning it envelops you, consumes you. It is completely you're surrounded by your purpose and your destiny. It is one within you. It fills you. It makes you full. Those are my words, okay? Because what they were saying, I couldn't find the words for. Please do not be afraid. Take steps forward, go forward, okay? Yes, I love it. Okay, let's see. It didn't get sent where to put a question. I know you're one of the first people in here, Christine. Let me see if I can find a question. Christine, yes, I do see one, I think. Let me see. Kelly says he left me because he can't talk about his emotions. Whatever his problems are in whatever coupling he's in right now, I'm sure they didn't start right now. I'm sure they're centered around his strengths and his room for improvement. And if he was doing a lot of bickering with anybody in his present, it's very understandable that maybe that would be because of a shortcoming and maybe emotional intelligence. I'm not meaning to put anybody down, but we all have our strengths and weaknesses. And if you can't talk about your emotions or be clear or non-manipulative about your emotions, these can be problems in relationships. Absolutely. I'm going to skip down to Christine's message and then come back. No, I can't find it. Okay, Christine, make sure you put one in there, okay? All right, let me go in order. Keto in transition. Love it. Will we move to a new state and get the position? You're welcome to ask specifically what the position is so that I can be very clear, but I may or may not see it until I'm done reading it. So let's see here. You guys, I'm going to be on for as long as we need to get everybody covered tonight, okay? Keto in transition. Will we move to a new state? I really wish, Keto, could you tell me where you are now so I can know if I see something east or west that I know if that means yes or no? In management. Okay, all right. Keto, I'm going to wait for your response. Just tell me the state you're in now, or so I can, if I feel pulled left or right, I can be clear and say yes or no. New Mexico. Okay, great. Okay. What I really like here is that the first card, just coming right out of the bat is teach. There is no card that says management, but there is a card that says teach, and that feels very similar to me. There are nothing but great cards here. I'm assuming moving would be if you get the position or get the situation. I'm wondering if you're going west. I feel a pull towards California. I'm in California. I don't know if that's what it is, but I do feel a pull possibly west. May or may not be right about that, but I will tell you what I am right about. Whatever the management opportunity is, it's an absolute yes. These are great cards. I think in the past it hasn't opened up for you. There's been you needed you needed to either be offered, or you needed the finance, or you needed the like, before it wasn't working out, it wasn't offering itself as an opportunity. But in the present, there's nothing else you need to do. It's just a waiting game, like to hear back or something, because the work is done. Sadness and isolation is totally upside down. This means happy. This means good. This means the opposite of this not moving, or this not happening, or this being in limbo is kind of depressing sometimes, because you're like, ugh, frustrated. But that's the opposite of it. In the future, challenging times, upside down. You have the two worst cards, but they're upside down, which means they're actually the best card. So I just dropped two of your cards, which means they're extra special. Look at that. Moving on, by a beach. What the heck? Choose your battles. Yes, yes, yes. Decision, answer, offer. These things coming up. What's really interesting is I wonder if this is going to come up within a week. I'm telling you, because where is it? This card and this card are 7 and 8. And I feel it's so close that I don't feel like it's July or August. It's definitely not 7 or 8 weeks from now. It's probably like within the week you get the answer that you need to, or it starts shaping up. I do wonder if right away you will get to work or business, or if you'll work on moving first and there'll be like a break, and then there's like something that you do to prepare and then it begins. Like, I wonder if there's like a pause in the middle. But it's beautiful. Look at this as the outcome. Success, which is a yes, usually means about business, and growth means potential for more monetary gain, potential for more support in your lifestyle. This is really, really good. I felt West. I feel a yes, and I feel that it could be that you're just sitting on an offer rather than having to do anything else to fulfill the prerequisites. So it's just a waiting game. And I think even within a week, you're going to find what you need to. And then there will be a wait as the transition happens. Once you get there, there's also some build or something you have to focus on before it launches. And when that happens, there is nothing but success here. You have all the bad cards upside down, meaning they are the best cards. And then you have a couple of the best cards. This is an absolute yes for me. Absolute yes. I feel very, very, very good about it. And so should you, in my opinion. You feel the way you want to feel. I empower you to do that, but I feel great about it. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see what else we got. Carolyn. Hi, Tana. It's Carolyn from HPX. Hey, Carolyn from HPX. HPX is the high performance experience that I went to with Brendan Brouchard. I think personal development is so important. I go on my own spiritual retreats. I don't just throw them. I go to people's spiritual retreats. I love community. So it is really nice to hear from you, Carolyn. Hi. Okay, Jennifer Wilson. Hey, sweetheart. Hi, is there anything my guides want me to know about them? Sure, Jennifer. Let's take a look. Jennifer, I think your guides are showing me right now your higher self. Another way you could also take this advice I'm about to give you is your future self. Okay, without getting too personal into your personal life, they are showing me that you really feel, how would I put this? I think you've got a case of the feeling smalls, a case of the feeling stucks, a case of the feeling like you're not in a position of great power at this moment, like you feel things are out of your control. And I absolutely appreciate that, and I don't mean to dismiss that. However, this is not the final hour. You press on. And when you do, you become she that I see. Who you are in truth, now and in the future, just fully realized moving forward, is really, really, really strong and really beautiful. That is one of the gorgeous, beautiful, capable, talented. See, here's the thing. I'm hearing talented. Like, for some reason, it's like part of you says, I'm really talented. I have these assets. And then you go home and you're like, I guess I don't have these assets. I guess I'm not talented. It's like your first take is, yes, I have assets and I'm very talented. And then when you go idle, you wonder like, oh, maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I'm not true, or then why is it not working? Like you're getting into self-judgment. But your first take is actually correct. You do know how powerful you are. It's just that the world is sort of telling you otherwise with its responsiveness to what your desires are. But can I say this is not your finest hour? And this is not the last hour. What I mean is that it gets better and better. There's a lot of cards upside down, but that's just because of the present moment and where you find yourself in. I'm going to give you some practical advice in a moment, but let me say something first. Well, let's start with the practical advice. You do have the power to reach out and canvas the people you know to try and find the work that you want to do. Have you written an email? This is what I can do for you. This is what I am capable of. Do you need these services? Do you need this or that? And talk about anywhere that you're in power and what you can do for others. Be of service in your area of genius, but closed mouths don't get fed. Make sure you're not just informally asking, but that you're asking and you're providing a list of actual, like for example, whenever I encounter someone who like I want to be on their radio show, I send them an email that says, hey, this is what I'm about. Very short. This is what I'm about. This is a subject I'd love to talk about on your radio show, or any of these 3 subjects. Let me know if there's anything I need to do beforehand to prepare for you to launch me on my radio show. I do all the work for them. Sweetie, have you done that yet with the things that you think you desire to do right now? Because I feel that that will be your finest hour moving forward. All the good cards that I see that just need to be flipped. The observe, which means I have observed, kept my eyes open, and I found the answer. I've canvassed and I've made my selection of what the answer is. It's upside down, yet to come. The trust, it's on the board, meaning it's here, and this is a capable system for you. But at the moment, I think it's getting the best of you. So reevaluate where you're at with that and how much that serves you. The blossom, which means I am just really, really full in my my solar plexus chakra, feeling very powerful, feeling very capable. The things I do make sense. The things I do work. Upside down, yet to come. The just breathe, the singing card, don't worry, baby. I think you will feel like everything's okay moving forward once you take some action. Shine was upside down, it's right side up. See, there's just a lot of your first glance of knowing who you are is right. And then you let the world give its 2 cents, and then you look at the proof in the world and you're like, that doesn't match with how powerful I know I am. But the problem is just you're applying the present moment, which doesn't actually account for everywhere you can and should grow and build into. So put the present moment to bed and instead talk about the opportunities in the present moment, not the definitions of the present moment. Okay, sweetie, that's what your guides want to tell you. I think it'd be really important, again, practical advice, to create a letter of, attention of what you want to do for people. Like if you want to find work or powerful influence, and just start making that rain everywhere to everyone you know. Okay. All right, great. Let's see. Christine Thomas, her question, will I have funds to make it through to when my teaching classes begin again, or should I find something else? Okay, Christine. I love you too, Christine. You're welcome. Okay. Christine, if you could put in the thing what the subject of your classes, that will just help me be quicker because I can tune in to the answer of it. I'm scrolling all the way down. I see Devin. I don't have a question, but anything you see. Okay, I'll get to it, I promise. And thank you for the PayPal. You guys, I appreciate you supporting a sister. It's been really tough. I've had to refund thousands of dollars in my event business. Thousands of dollars. My family has an event business, and we do a lot of weddings, and unfortunately a lot of people's special day have been canceled or moved, and it's hit me kind of hard, so I've been trying to do everything I can do. So I appreciate you guys. Okay, we were supposed to report on April 20th, changed today to June 1st. Art. Okay, art. Okay. Classes begin again in art. Christine. I think there might be an opportunity beforehand. Ooh, you got jumpers. Cards just coming out of the deck. No matter what, it's going to be okay. There's a lot of good cards. Joy, stability, balance, healing. These are all good cards. It could mean that you don't have to find other work. It could mean that it's going to be okay. Let's look further. Hold on. Christine, let's be honest. If you had to go find another job or work, that feeling doesn't feel too good, right? Feels kind of crappy. I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to. I said this in my last live, just so everybody knows. I said, and this was earlier this week, I said, through this time that money's been weird, if you could, I didn't formally look at the coronavirus situation or the pandemic situation, like really formally, but as a result of reading someone else's question, I did stumble upon the fact that Spirit was telling me 2 months until things sort of got up and running again. And if your business or your financial scenario or your work scenario could last 3 months, if you have the funds to sort of cush like a present circumstance and go into the next, or the like 3 months full of it, then you would be fine and you don't have to do anything extra. So what I mean is, for you, if financially you're at the limit right now, I'd say I can't even agree with that. No, I think you don't need to. I don't know what to say. I do not see you working otherwise or getting other stuff. I see you being okay. I did wonder if I saw you sort of, getting in on whatever is virtual, and maybe it's not even for money, but maybe it's like building some attention or community or something. So think about ways that you can capitalize upon what's going on right now. Like for me, I get to spend time on live with you, when usually on Fridays I'm at a wedding. I'm crashing someone's wedding. So, you could think about things like that, but I wouldn't worry about it having to be like a job, like another job. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I don't see it, Christine. I think you're going to be okay. And if you know that you can make it 3 months, maybe that's the reason why. Otherwise, I still feel it. You're going to be fine. How much is the donation to get a question answered? Just $5, or you can just put your question in, whatever you can do, okay? Repost of the question. Okay. Any love in the future for me, Celeste? Well, I certainly hope so. I got my cherry lime LaCroix, or whatever you call them. Okay, love, 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 Celeste. Love, 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 love. You have someone close to you right now. Maybe just an admirer, someone you're not really interested in. Or it could be someone you're like casually seeing. Someone's next to you. But I don't think they're the end all be all. When I look at you and I look in through the lens of love, I just like on the peripherals, I see somebody. But let's see what they have to say about that. I did just flash as I shuffled the deck. I did just flash, like I saw the corner of the Lover's card. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's see if we, oh, here it is. Lover's card is, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, sweetheart, let me be real straight with you. I think you're going to be single or flirting with singleness, meaning that maybe you're connecting with people but still not feeling like you're in a relationship. I do feel, and I don't mean to make your bed, let me say this, I am a timeline person. I make predictions of time. There are no way to make your bed and say go lay in it. It is basically where I see the energy moving, and I tell you this because if you like it, you can relax. And if you don't like it, you can do something to change your stars, because otherwise you may have been headed in that direction unknowing that was where you're going. So I will say that. However, let me tell you what I see. I owe that to you. 3 months, 3 more months of being single. However, you got the Lover's card here. In the present moment, it's upside down. That is literally why you're asking this question. But in the present moment, this comes into play, which is usually 6 months or month 6, which is 3 months. So what I'm saying is this 1 year Love Abounds card is something talking about happening this year. And I'm not just talking about because I kind of feel like you're in a situation. I don't know if you're online dating or you're like someone is like connecting with you every once in a while, or you got someone that you got your eye on but they're not giving you any attention. I know what's going on. There's something happening, but let me tell you something. I'm talking about not the crap what you're dealing with now. I'm talking about like feeling fulfilled. Here's the other thing I love. Well-deserved reward is talking about the prize being grabbed, accomplished, brought in. Strengthening bonds is about two becoming one. This is good. Whatever it is that you have going on that's not done, mentally or physically or whatever, don't stress too much on it. You know, I know a lot of people say, you have to love yourself or make room for the next person to come in. But let me tell you a little secret. Based on all the readings I've done for 15 years, Spirit does not discriminate against those who make room. If you're supposed to meet somebody, like somebody really important, they'll just send them in. So don't worry too much. So, okay, so you said you're single. So it could be just like somebody that got away or somebody, I don't know, there's energy there, but it's okay. It's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about what you're asking, which is, when do I have a relationship? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to put money on it. 3 months, I think you're going to be an empowered, single, amazing person. And then after that, whoa, watch out. Because that's when the Lover's card comes into play. You know, this love will have a narrative. I think at first it may scare you. For example, this could be like someone you get really attracted to, so they intimidate you. So there's a little bit of a narrative at like how it all unfolds. I did a reading earlier where it was like when you meet the person, it's going to be easy. It's going to be totally easy. For you, there's going to be some shy giddiness or there's going to be some intimidation, but it's just all part of what makes like a movie good. It's just the narrative. So don't worry about it. Just kind of go with it. I think it will make you feel, it's like in the Vampire Diaries, but he says, you want a love that consumes you and makes you feel afraid and brave all at the same time. This is the energy of your relationship, not relaxed. It feels, it's got that oomph. I actually like this. 3 more months of being single, babe. I think that's it. Honestly, if I had to put money on it, that's what it would be. You're going to be intimidated, but do me a favor. Feel the fear and do it anyways, okay? Good things for love in the future and not even in that long of a time. I wouldn't be surprised again, though, if you didn't feel like there was much happening until then. Just mark it on the calendar and call me and tell me when it happens. Because even if it doesn't happen until then, I still see that. Super shy, she says, yeah. I honestly, someone that turns your head, I got the feeling that the whole situation was going to be kind of intimidating, but you have no reason to feel intimidated. But it's okay because that's what makes it a rush. Like, all's fair in love and war. Like, sometimes it's great to just feel comfy and connect with someone, but sometimes it's the ride that feels so good. So don't worry about it, okay? Just feel the fear and do it anyways. I also hear that lean on your friends. Your friends can be a great support at helping you be brave. Take a shot of courage, eh? Okay, let's see what else we got. Thank you, Celeste. Okay. Kelly says, he blamed me for the marriage ending, but I never left. He left and our 3 children were devastated. Doing a lot better now. Hey, Kelly, if you want to, I don't want to have you put a bunch of personal information in. Let's say this. If you want to put the 3 initials of your children, let me look at your children. Let's look and let's see if there's anything we need to see there. Okay, I'd be happy to look at that further. What message does Spirit have for me, says Doreen. Awesome. Let's take a look. Doreen, I immediately hear the word opportunity in my ear. Opportunity. Huh. I think you are someone I would consider an opportunist, meaning you do the best with anything you're given. This Lover's card is just all over us today, like white on rice. It is just here for all of you. The Lover's card. It's the one card and like 78 cards is the Lover's card. And like everybody's getting it. Okay. Doreen, I heard opportunity. I see love right side up. But I see the heart chakra down and the root chakra up, which sometimes can be like a fear or stability, financial, root chakra. and the move, the release. Here's what I think. Doreen, I think you're not, like, if I just had to size this up with like a very general, because it was a general question, like a very general response, I would say that you're not in a bad position, but you have aspirations and desires. Some of them are personal, and some of them are just about, it doesn't even make me feel like it's business, although it might have something to do with business stuff, but it's not really about business for business sake. It's about like feeling connected to you. I think you feel very connected to people. You feel very deeply for people. And ultimately you've got this idea of the type of, like if there's someone who would feel like they're very, well, nurses want to help the sick, right? Doctors want to help the sick. Counselors want to help people with depression. Healers want to help those with a spiritual outlook. Coaches want to help those with their motivation. School counselors want to help kids with things that are involved with kids. So you have this like this charge, this desire to kind of make an impact and part of something greater. I do feel you have the opportunity, but can I say that I see something coming into fruition? Not that it's in a bad state right now, or like you need to figure it out, or you're stuck, or anything like that. But I see you moving towards something really shifting, coming into this summer. So I think right now would be a good time to say, first of all, get my rest in. Because once things start moving, I think you find that you'll want to dedicate yourself very strongly to whatever it is that's coming up. It feels kind of humanitarian. It feels like making an impact on a certain kind of person or certain people in general. I think you already know what it is. I think you're just chill and relaxing until that time. Take the leap. You know, I'd be really curious what your love life looked like. This kind of usually means I have a solid relationship, or I have a partner, or I have someone who helps support me. It sort of feels like your life is pretty good, actually. It just feels like extra credit is coming when you get to now embody the purpose that you've always felt you had to make an impact. And I do feel something moving and shaking up. They're just saying, get ready for summer. Get ready for summer. There's going to be an opportunity to finally do what you want to do in such a way that it will be that thing that creates a great impact. I love what I'm seeing here. The other thing too is if you do have anything that financially is kind of strapping you or holding you back, I just want to let you know financially, moving into the next calendar year, like 2021, I want to let you know that you build upon everything you have now, and wherever you're going is in the right direction. Okay, it's like financially, I feel you. Time for incense. Financially, I feel you like basically doubling down on any of the success you have, and actually having much more of a positive position. Not that you're in a bad one now. It just promises that within a year, things are really, really looking up. And it could be having to do with what's going on in the summer for you. The other thing I'm getting for you is you don't really have to seek anything out. Just stay put. Just chill. Because it's not like ready yet. It's not there yet. It's basically about that opportunity that I was saying. Something will be presented to you, and until then you may not be able to just make it happen. So this is the time to relax and look forward to summer. Specifically it said July, but it could be July, August, end of July, beginning of August kind of thing. Okay? All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, what else do we have? Prayers for your children, Kelly. Yes. Carolyn says, my business topics are perfume, jewelry, teaching, and community. Amazing. Carolyn, is that the first post I saw from you? Is that a question, my love? My business topics are perfume, jewelry, teaching, and community. I don't think I've looked at your question yet. Carolyn, will you ask me a question about your business? Or like, I want to be really direct and helpful for whatever it is you want to know. Christine Thomas still wants to go to Mago Retreat Center for Linda and I's Sedona retreat. Absolutely. Look, where should be a go? I talked to Jay at Mago Retreat Center the other day. They're closing for the month of May just because, you know, it makes sense to do that. But I'm already working with them and all the rooms and all that. So it's a go, everybody. And honestly, from what I pull psychically, I think we're going to be fine. And we're all going to be so wanting to get out of the house that it's going to be like perfect. Okay. Vicky says, hi, Tana. Will it work out with me and Larry when his second daughter moves back in here? It's a really dire situation. Vicky and Larry. Will it work out between Vicky and Larry? I wish I knew the daughter's name, but it's okay. I don't want you guys to put all your personal information. I usually names help me, but just first names. That's okay. Let me just look at. First thing I heard, honestly, before I even finished reading the question, was that yes, the answer generally, like if I had to lean yes or no, yes, meaning that things will be okay or better or work out is how you put the question. Lindsay, got it. Larry, Lindsay, and Vicky. Okay. You're gonna have to take the high road. Yes. Will things work out? Yes. What else can I tell you? I'll tell you a couple things. Going into this scenario and trying to find other options prior to making this move. Obviously you've come up short because this is the move you're going to make. And I know that was a bit of a journey and it was hard and stressful and your mind and anxiety are like, frazzled. But in the current situation, I think you need to recognize, I'm recognizing you for being someone that is actually very capable of taking the high road, being the nurturer, remembering the values that are important to your character. Honestly, I don't know what your dynamic is with Lindsay, but I sort of feel like she's going to be looking up to you, which could be interesting because I do also wonder if you're asking this question because you don't get along with Lindsay or he doesn't get along with Lindsay or like there's some sort of drama there, and I like appreciate that. But can I say that I'm not going to lie to you? I'm going to tell you straight up what the cards and what the spirit is telling me is that regardless of maybe let's say her behavior or the narrative that has been up to this point, I see you as being looked up to. I see you as being, you know, the high road. You know, I'm not sure Lindsay's having a very easy time in life. She kind of comes down and out in this reading, whereas you kind of come out being much more graceful. This will influence her. I do feel that this is going to be a positive thing. I think it's really hard to see how this could even be a good idea or have a good outcome. And I appreciate that because you're looking from the perspective of what has been up until now. So I appreciate that. And I'm not dismissing all the fears or concerns you have at all. But can I say that this is now the trust. The seek means we're kind of looking for the way to make it work. Right after there is giving and receiving, which means the interactions you have with the people around you are good. Embrace is that same thing that I see for you being kind of on the pedestal, the nurturer, the graceful one. And the clarity of belief is upside down, which means right now you can't see where it's going to go. But if you did, you would know that, again, the strengthening the bonds. We have a lot of positive conclusions between people coming together in these readings today. The strengthening the bonds card is really about two becoming one. Let me ease your mind and let me address your stress. And let me tell you that even given all the things that have led up to this moment, I truly believe that this could be a thing that provides a lot of wins and positive aspects and influences on Lindsay. Can I say you'll be doing most of the work? But remember, you are a spiritual light worker in your own way. You are. So I'm not saying that means you get to be taken advantage of. I'm just saying that you're at your best when you're really showing and shining your light. And I do see you moving through this gracefully. And I do see you making an impact on her, because I don't know if she has a mother that's not super helpful or what, but Lindsay could use an example of a graceful woman, a loving, open-hearted woman, not a perfect woman, but a loving, open-hearted, generally graceful. It doesn't mean you don't have challenges. It means you walk through them with trust. Okay. So, can I say that I'm actually thinking you're going to be very pleasantly surprised once this gets underway. I feel you making a great impact on her, even if she doesn't sort of show you that right away and stays sort of bitter or stubborn. I want to tell you that you're having an influence on another human being, another female, divine, feminine, spiritual soul human being, just like anybody else, that needs and desires help and love. And you, by example, are going to end up being that. And I know it maybe wasn't your first choice, because leading up to here, it was hard you tried other things and they didn't work. And I get it. It kind of feels like this is the last straw, but I do feel like it's going to be okay. More than okay. I think it's actually going to bring out your grace. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Carolyn, sorry, did I miss your reading? My tech is wrong. Carolyn, I didn't do your reading because I saw that you had the subjects of your business, but not a question, honey. Would you mind telling me the question? Like, get specific on one or two items or whatever, just so I can really be really direct and answer. I saw what you did, and I'll scroll back up when I see your question, or you can put it again as far as like what your business does, but I really want to know what you want to know. Okay, awesome. So Kimmy says, thank you, Tana. I am open to receiving any information you can share from my guides. I'm a Virgo too, and an information junkie. Boy, do I understand that. God, that's so me. So me. Hi, Jasmine. Nice to see you. All right. Okay, Kimmy. Let's see. What's your hustle? What's your hustle, girl? What you working on? What you working on? I know you working on something. I know you got something cooking. We always got something cooking. All right, let's see what we got. I'll be damned if this lover's card doesn't keep popping out of the deck. Okay, let me tell you something, Virgo Queen. In the immediate future, marriage card. In the ultimate outcome, lover's card. Can I ask you something, my Virgo friend? Have you entered the twin flame narrative? Can you answer that? Do you feel a pull towards the twin flame narrative? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that? I feel it's like it's an energy signature that it can't be defined as anything else. I really want you to put in the comment whether you are knowing what I'm talking about, and if you have a question specifically about whatever that is, because I'll tell you what, there is big love energy, and it's not just a relationship, it is like a karmic thing. So comment for me. I'm scrolling down. She has not. Okay. All right, then we have some things to talk about. Kimmy. Okay. All right. What can I say? Kimmy, let me be honest with you. You're good. You're so good. You have a lot going for you. You can always manifest opportunity when you need it. You're very innovative. When you get stuck, you can always draw up some sort of, like, you're the kind of person that if rent was $800 and you didn't have it 3 days before, you'd like figure out how to get it in 72 hours because you have like all the ideas and things. So can I say that listen, there's a lot of messages that anybody could hypothetically give you right now, but I'm going to go to the one that I'm feeling charged to give you, because I actually feel that you're completely capable, great, and like everything is kind of like you can figure it out. Everything is fine. So I'm going to give you the message that I'm supposed to give you today. Girl, get ready. And you've no doubt probably heard of twin flames. Something big is coming, Kimmy. And it's a person. and it's going to rock your world. Kimmy, I'm telling you, it will be, gosh, guys, chime in. How do you explain the twin flame journey? Oh my gosh. A mirror, someone who's going to come in, shake your world up, rock it around, and make you see everything you need to see about yourself. I think, not that you've been feeling stuck, but because we're not always just feeling stuck. I actually feel like you're quite innovative and not often stuck at all. And if you are, it's only for 5 minutes because you figure it out. So I'm not going to say that. I just mean, like, if life has been sort of generally at a certain note or narrative for a while, when this comes in, it's huge. I don't even know, Kimmy, if you're in a relationship or not. So I'm going out on a limb talking about twin flame, and you might be already in a relationship that doesn't make you feel this way. But I'm going to tell you what's coming in for me to tell you at this point. Spirit is taking the opportunity, telling you someone is going to light you up. Light you up. Let me show you some of these cards. Opportunity, not yet. Coming. Finding balance, not yet. That's actually the end. Marriage card, lover's card. I just dropped it, but the fear card, the love abound, the teaching, the win or the lose, the ultimate fight, the ultimate narrative, the ultimate whatever. Okay. So listen, you don't have to worry about this until it happens, but I just want you to know that if I had to guess, within 1 calendar year, someone's going to rock your world, and it's going to be, whether you're in union or not, doesn't matter, because it's honestly doesn't always happen. It's going to ignite your spiritual growth, your grace, your power, your everything. Kimmy, you're not in a relationship? Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Listen, you don't even have to take my word for it, because when it happens, there's no denying it. You will know through and through. Sweetie, I think you should be getting ready, because I think like 1 calendar year, by this time next year, you're going to know who it is, and you're going to have something to say about it. You guys, I dropped a card and it's on the other side of my desk. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. Kimmy. Woo! I don't know what to say. That's my message for you, is just be ready. Brace yourself. You guys, it's basically the twin flame journey, or whatever you want to call it, is if you had a book in you, if they made a movie about your life, hands down, this would be what it would be about. That is what the twin flame journey is about. Okay, cool. Where am I? Okay. Oh, I see a second. Is for Liz's reading. She would like to ask if there is any guidance on whether it's time for her to make a change in her career. Liz. Kimmy, will you tell me what her current career subject is? I'll watch my screen to see if I can see your comment. Liz's current career. That'll help me juxtapose it to whatever I get. Hairdresser. Okay, Liz is a hairdresser. Well, she's really good at that. She has what it takes to hustle that. I wonder if she specializes in color. They just showed me color. Okay, let's see. How else? Okay, I'm hearing the words not yet. Oh, I just missed a comment. What is that? Hairdresser. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place. Hold on. Okay. I'm hearing not yet. The thing is, I think she knows what she wants to do next, I think. Or if she doesn't, maybe that's why it's not happening yet. It's a timing thing. I think right now she can put some feelers out and try some things, but it kind of feels like a 2-year plan. Like, I don't know if she's going to want to be a hairdresser forever, but right now it works and she can make money doing it. Of course, in the current situation, hairdressers are like, how the heck do I make money? And I get that. So maybe she puts out some feelers or figures something out temporarily. But I kind of feel like she can stay comfortable financially doing what she's doing. She may want to, listen, the answer is yes, a new direction, but no, not in the present, because and she can do whatever she wants. Honestly, it's her life. This is free will, baby. Do whatever you want. But I'm answering this for the best possible scenario, keeping in mind that work is about making money. And I'm feeling that the most comfortable financial scenario would be to keep going for a little bit longer. And even if she does do something else, to keep her hair clients a little bit longer. I wonder if she's having hand issues or getting tired of like working with her hands or something. I'm wondering that because I think she's feeling like it's winding down, and it is, but it's still an asset, an opportunity that she has that will help her financially. I think financially, not that she's concerned financially, like she may not be in dire times, but she's the kind of woman that I think loves to feel safe financially, and sometimes kind of a full schedule makes or breaks that, whether she feels very comfortable and capable financially. So I just feel the most control she'll have over the right kind of outcome financially is to sort of plan the next move, get it going, and then like crossfade into it and spend some time, even if she's moving forward, still doing hair. And it could even be a 2 to 3 year plan, depending on how far she moves and how quick she takes on her other things. I'm not saying don't start the other things. I'm saying don't quit hair yet. She can move through this faster. She can move through it slower. But generally the direction it's going, I could see her still doing hair in her pocket and making money off of it into the next couple years. Even if it's not the exact same way she's doing it now. If she's renting a space, I wonder if she's asking like about like the location that she does hair. That's coming up for me too. There could be changes there, and that would be fine. My thing is I just want to see her continue making money doing hair and keeping that in her pocket and keeping her clients serviced so that she doesn't lose her clients and she has that in her pocket. That moving forward, I think, will honestly create the most comfort level for her and ultimately the most amount of success. Okay. There any guidance whether it's time for her to make a change? Yes, but that doesn't mean get rid of hair yet. Okay? Okay. For those asking about how to donate, I do have a PayPal link. It's paypal.me/Tana Newberry. It is in the description, even though it might not be clickable. You maybe can copy and paste it, or you guys, please, I'll get back to you afterwards if you could be patient, and I really appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much. YouTube filters out URLs on chat comments. Yeah, that makes sense. Yay for the lover's card. Okay, Celeste has another question. If the job applied for is offered to me, should I take it? I love my job now. Ooh, great question. Great question. This or something better, right? Celeste. If the job offered to me, should I take it? I wish I knew the name of the company or the name of the position, but I'll try anyways. If you want to give me the name of the company or the position, I might be able to get more information. I'm joining a little late, but I have a question. Sure, I'll get to it, no problem. I'm in no rush to get off tonight, you guys. Okay. Celeste. Straight up, Celeste? No. I have to give you that. You're asking me a psychic question. I'm going to give you a psychic answer. I do not feel, please do what you want to do. Please follow your own intuition. Please, everybody follow your own intuition. Celeste, you are asking me a direct question. Should I consider the new job if it's offered to me or stay at the one I love? I feel that the new job has problems that you don't have in the current job. Okay, what'd you say? I saw the comment. Let's see. Indian Health Services, Santa Fe. Okay. Let me follow it back. Okay, here's the thing. Your current job, the future job, okay, has things about it that are gonna kind of suck and be crappy that are just even not part of your sphere right now. So it does feel like it's more problematic. I don't know if this is because of relationships within the employees. I don't know if this is a supervisor. I don't know if this is the kind of work, but I'll be honest, day to day, the level of joy, it could be management. Could be management. The level of return and joy that you get day to day doing the work, it leaves wanting. And if you love where you're at right now, these are not all positive yes cards. These are not, okay, so you would be the supervisor. If you said supervisory, I thought I saw that, because this is all about management being the issue that's hard. So I don't know if it's going to be who you're managing. The clarity is right side up, so make the decision that's right for you. But let me explain why I'm saying this. Share the love, which is about an offer, is upside down. Rest and reconsider means think twice. It is a question of your power. The past is in a healing position. The future is in a, I don't like the management, or the management is not fun. So whether that's you or someone else, the shine is upside down. The balance is upside down. Healing is necessary from it. And the should you open your mouth and kind of say yes is upside down. These are not the shining examples of a yes, yes, yes scenario that I would like to see. So my 2 cents, my vote is to follow your guts. It might feel like it's exciting prospect, but please, please, please know that you need to go where your joy is. There are 2 options. Go where your joy is, or go where your, what's the word I want to use? It's not fun. Go follow the joy. Follow the joy. And I just, as your friendly psychic, I'm going to tell you that I look in the future and I see it being problematic and you missing your old job. That's my 2 cents. Please follow your guidance. Okay. All right. And let me know if there's anything else you want to ask in particular about it. Put it in the chat. I'll get back around to it. Okay, my question is earlier in the feed. Carolyn says, here you go. My question is, what part of my business should I focus on to serve and thrive in this crisis? Great question. Let me go back up to your subjects. Perfume, jewelry, teaching, and community. What do you teach? Can you tell me what you teach? Is it teaching about perfume and jewelry or something else? Okay, how do I thrive right now? It's a really good question. We all want to know that. How do I thrive right now? Okay. I'm hearing and seeing something. That's why I paused. I'm sorry. How else do I say this? They're showing me taking orders and fulfilling orders on either like a payment plan or a promise to pay in the future. It's a little risky, but it would keep people, people are at home and they love shopping online, but they might not have a lot of money. If there's something you can do, actually Alicia, who's in the chat, I think, we were just talking the other day about things that she was thinking about, which is like gift certificates for future services. We were talking about, price matching, right? So if like your thing is like $20, you can say, I'm going to match the other $10 if you, I don't remember all the specifics of what we were saying, but we were getting creative with like some of the ideas that people could use right now, given the limited resources of clients and customers. So I'm wondering if there's something you can do to provide them with the service and take payment later, or take a deposit and then put them on. That's almost like a payment plan. Like for example, if there was a jewelry item that was $30, you could take $10 and then find some way, I don't even know if PayPal does this or what, but find some way to schedule the future payment out. That is if you have inventory. Perfume, I feel like you might even make. Do you make the perfume? There's something, what am I trying to say? Like there are working parts to it, I feel like. Which one should I focus on? Jewelry keeps coming up. This looks like the card spread of a business that's going to be okay, but it does need to be innovative and it does have to give a little. So whether that means putting inventory out, waiting for people to come back in, you make the perfume. I knew you did. Because you might have the materials to make the perfume, and you might find some way to dedicate it and not be about what's going on, but be about what people need or want, or what would bring them joy, and find some way to either price match or take a future payment or do some. I already offer gift certificates. Yes, gift certificates are great. They're also saying the first thing when you flashed on gift certificates, they also showed me batch gift certificates. Like for example, let's say the perfume bottles were $10, just to make it easy. If you say buy 5 gift certificates and only pay for 3, keep 2 for yourself or give them away as gifts. Like you might have to kick back, but reward them with a kickback when they commit to something that you need them to commit to. I am feeling commitment as being the hot commodity of your business right now. Commitment. I'll be very honest. Some of the businesses I'm looking at right now are not, I'm going to use the pandemic word, essential businesses. So people are not, spending on certain items as much as they usually do. And I get that and I appreciate that. But if you could if you could do business in commitment, I think you're going to be rewarded. It's really interesting because your business is fine. Your business is fine. I feel that helplessness and hopelessness might be kind of where you're at in the moment, but this is a successful business. I don't think you should change the game. I think you should, change the whole game. I think you should change the approach, the play, what you're going to do. I am feeling that the thing you want to do is get commitments. That is, this might be for a lot of people that you're hearing this and feeling like that's inspiring you in your business, but for you specifically, Carolyn, I'm hearing get people's commitment. And the other thing I'm hearing for you, Carolyn, is shout that shit from the rooftop. Like if you got something that you're doing that you're like kicking back or like offering, I hear like post that like all the time. No one cares. We always think that we're bothering people by posting, but the truth is like if people aren't interested, they scroll right by it and it doesn't change their day much, But if they are interested, we've just made that connection. So do not be ashamed to email the people you know, to go live on Facebook every day, whatever you do. Don't be ashamed or afraid to do that, because if you make a great offer, then it's actually a win, and the people that don't respond to it, they don't mind. Get commitment. I see focusing on jewelry and perfume. The teaching in the community, I get that. Let me scroll down to see if you said anything about teaching. Scent blending. Okay, I'm going to be honest. A psychic perspective tells me that the teaching right now is like a free service, not anything that keeps your business viable. You will need the other things that I said in order to find a financial or monetary success, or a success in receiving people's commitments for financial success, which will end up being the answer that solves your problem. I'm trying to find where I left off. Have sent question 3 times, but whenever you get to me, it's okay. Christine, did I miss it, Christine? I'm still back in the old comments. Okay. Carolyn, get innovative. Get innovative. Your business will be fine. You do not need to switch the game. You just need to bring something else to the plate, okay? And teaching and stuff is good, but it's not going to generate money. Get your offers out there for your perfume and your jewelry. I built jewelry first, like you already had the inventory, perfume second. Okay, Kimmy Kim, thank you, Tana. I'm open to receiving information you can share about my guides. I'm a Virgo too. Wait a minute, I already did that. Scroll down. You guys are all loving up on each other. I love it. Okay, Devin, I didn't have a question earlier. Whatever comes up in the cards to do a quick read. I don't think I've looked at Devin. Devin, let's take a look. Let's take a look, my dear. Are you a water sign, Devin? Either that or you need to get out of the damn house and get to some water. Take yourself to a beach. 6 feet away, of course. I don't know. I just keep seeing beach or water, and it could be water sign, could be emotions, but that's metaphorical. And honestly, Scorpio rising, honestly, it feels just like wind and surf, like the ions making a difference. I'm not going to put words in your mouth or make you feel something you don't feel, but sometimes when I get like the retreat to a beach energy, it's because one of 2 things. Number 1, either there's some depression or like feeling like we really need some healing or to be relieved. Number 2, we're trying to push through something and we need an energized system to accomplish what we need to accomplish, like a breath of fresh air. Like what we just need a breath of fresh air, a reprieve. I have to be honest, I do see the beach. I don't know why. All right, let's see. You said, what messages do we have from the guides? Let's see what else I got for you. I see something really silly. I see popcorn. Do you eat a lot of popcorn? Have you been eating a lot of popcorn? Are you eating a lot of other things that should be popcorn instead? Because popcorn's not that bad for you. It's really interesting. I see that. I always say if I see it, if it doesn't make sense now, it might make sense later. Okay. I feel like I'm going to bounce around to a bunch of random things because Spirit has been taking the opportunity to get a couple of things to you. So forgive me if this doesn't sound as seamless as everybody else's, but I'm going to do what Spirit tells me to do. So there's something about diet and switching foods to things that you can control. Like if you pop your own popcorn at home, for example, you're not eating chips that are crap. I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying moving forward, your energy system, they're saying your energy system can be delicate. You're sensitive because you're psychic and very sensitive. You have to be very deliberate about what goes into the body right now and use things like, I mean, this is funny. This is a guy out in the fresh air by himself, 6 feet away. And he's like taking a reprieve. So there is something about like a reprieve in nature. The listen is all about meditation and saying, we are talking to you. We can't get it all out right now. Please sit with us and talk with us. Let me bounce around to another part of the message. I think there's something you need to be teaching or saying or being a leader, being a point of contact for. It might have to do with your story, like sharing your battle, sharing where you've been, teaching through that. I wouldn't be surprised if you were someone who like got over, like, not saying you're an alcoholic or drug addict or anything like that, but you know how like when somebody goes through something really hard, could be divorce, could be health, could be anything, but when they go through something and they sort of find the light again, that light other people really need even if it's just through sharing your strength and story. There's something like that coming up here for you. I'm going to bounce around to something else. I think financially you've been wondering when you're going to arrive, or there's going to be, I think when you think of your financial life, you have like a amount in mind, and you're like, when am I going to get there? And you're always trying to get there, trying to get there, trying to get there. There has something to tell you about that. They're saying a little more than a year. A little more than a year is usually 13, 14, 15 months. Until that time, I think, can I say, you might find that you're working from a place where you don't feel as satisfied. I want you to reframe the way you think of this, because if you're in the present moment and you're not feeling satisfied by your performance or outcome in any of these areas, it just means that you're still working on it. It doesn't mean that you're a failure, or that you failed, or that you haven't figured it out. It just means you're building it. So they're saying, please, because you are so sensitive, you are so psychic, you are so delicate, it's a beautiful thing. It's what makes you very powerful in a way. For that reason, you can't lose any time with crappy thinking. And I'm not saying you have it, I'm saying you can't have it. So just make sure that you're constantly tuning in. I do feel, again, you're very, very, very psychic. So tapping into a way to use these abilities, because can I be honest? Again, I always say that. There's so many different messages that I'm bouncing around to that it makes me feel like spirit is not like it's not getting through to you or you're not listening. It's just that spirit has a lot to say to you. There's like a list, an agenda. And I feel like the more you not just meditate, but actually psychically use a process to tune in and deliberately catalog the answers to your questions or messages that were received, finding a way to put yourself into a practice that like creates that situation. I think that would be the highest return for you, because you're so capable, very, very psychic. And you do need to get on with this already. Telling your story, shedding light, whatever it is. Don't be ashamed of it. I dealt with this yesterday. Spirit is jokingly laughing at me because I see a lot of people doing the types of things that I'm doing. And I'm thinking, well, if the world hasn't some of them, why do they need me? But it does. It needs you. Oh, Jessica, you're so sweet. Put in a question here. I'll get to it. Okay. Okay, I'm hearing that I want to get clairaudient for you. Devin, now is your time. It's like, that's it. Now is the time. Now. We have so much for you because you have so much for others. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? Yes. Please tell your story. Okay, let's see what else we got. JD says, any messages for my grandmother? JD, will you put your grandmother's first name in the chat? Grandmother's first name. You're welcome. You're welcome, Devin. Grandmother's first name, JD, if you wouldn't mind. I'm gonna still try and tune in, but I'm gonna watch the screen here to see if you can put that in. I don't see it yet. Grandmother's first name, JD? Okay, if I miss it, someone keep an eye on it because I'll need you to tell it to me again if I miss it. I'm going to pull some cards for JD's grandmother. Hopefully, if you're not here, you can catch this in the replay. Will somebody comment the timestamp and say JD and tag them in it and say timestamp to this moment so they can get their message if they're not here? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if JD's grandmother, JD, if your grandmother was sick before she passed. I mean, a lot of elderly people get sick before they pass, but either like a concerning bedridden or like really uncomfortable. But the thing is the message really is that JD's grandmother is very clairsentient. She's not using words, she's using feelings. And I feel like I could almost cry right now because what she's doing is she's like telling me about heaven, and all I feel is like beauty and reverence and joy and surprise and like if I had to just create words in myself to like share and just totally translate feelings, it would be something like, she's talking to all of us actually. You guys, listen, JD's grandmother's talking to all of us. Please listen. That's the first thing she says. She's telling me through feelings. Again, these are my words. She's saying, I wouldn't be surprised if she was also religious because she's talking about the love of Christ. She's saying, she's using the word children. Children, you have no idea the love and the beauty that awaits you. Not in a way that she wants us to, you know, run into the light or anything, but she just, she was so surprised and pleased and is still in awe of what happens after death. And I think if she could tell any of us on earth anything, including you, JD, she would say, I'm in the best and most beautiful place that you can't even imagine. And now she's saying, all of your loved ones are here. JD, she wants you to tell the rest of the family to no broken hearts about her, no broken hearts. If she had a partner that she left, but she's talking about a partner, I don't know if she left them behind or she's with them now, but she's just talking about like, don't be sad for that. She's just, I mean, she feels in awe of the other side, and she just, all she can say and tell us is just how beautiful and amazing it is. Her heart is so full and she's so loved and happy. She's just, I wouldn't be surprised again if she was a God-loving woman, because she feels so reverent and so, and even if this wasn't her in life, I'm telling you, it's what I feel in her soul. Because I really do believe in, you know, like past lives and future lives and different existences and things like that. So who she is in total by a soul standard is just a very reverent about life and about spiritual things. There's nothing left to be healed for her on the other side. And she says when your loved ones are on the other side, there's nothing left to be healed. It's all whole and complete. I want to let you know also that on my YouTube page, I have a pick a card reading that I did. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like I lay out 4 different piles and you pick a pile and you get a message from your deceased loved one. Please do that if you would like to receive a more clear message that I spend a little bit longer on. She really just comes through with the message of, please, I want you to really understand where your loved ones are. Thank you. Okay, Diane says, I'm joining a little late, but I have a question. Will my business survive being shut down for a while? Will I be able to pay my staff? I worry about them. Do you want to tell me the name of your business or the work that you do? Diane, if you want to put that in the chat, that will help me tune into it. Otherwise, I'll look at it generally, but I can focus in on it more specifically if you give me a little bit of the vibration of what I'm looking at. Diane. Private preschool, great. Okay, and specifically, will I survive being shut down? Will I be able to pay my staff? I'm hearing some of your staff. Okay, I'm hearing some of your staff, you'll be able to help more than a few others of your staff. And I think it'll be decided based on a share of workload. Is there some reason that certain people of your staff would put in more effort right now than others? Like you could, it just feels like all your staff is not lobbed onto one answer. It's like there's one level of certain staff will generally, the answer is kind of like yes. And then the other part of the staff is going to like take a back seat and it's going to be a little bit of a different execution for them. Is that possible? So it's almost kind of like mostly yes and a little bit of no. And there's like two situational. In particular, I feel like there's a female that's like your second or somebody else. This could be you, or it's another female that's like in charge or a person. Yes, we're doing remote learning. Okay, and some people are part of that, and maybe some people aren't. Yeah. This is the female in your business. It could be you, but if this is somebody else that like is like a manager or someone who handles stuff or does someone that you'd be asking about, like someone who is helping with the remote technical stuff, or I don't know who's doing this. The female that's in charge will be okay, doing all right. Opportunity in April. That's next month. Opportunity for success and feeling like you don't have this question anymore and you're kind of knowing it's going to be okay. That's happening next month. That's pretty soon to feel like you know what the plan's going to be. I like that. If you can get through the next between this month, like a month, like this moment and a month from now, if you can get through that and figure out how to do that, everything's going to be okay. Rebuilding is great. Rebuilding is good. Is there something, okay, preschool, what happens in July? Do kids go back to school in July? Because there's something about that being easy. Easy. And a lead teacher who's awesome, yes. There's also a young woman that's not the woman from before, but a young woman that's involved who will be a great asset. Maybe with the tech. Or teaching, I don't know. There's a woman I saw before, and then there's a young woman I see now. I think you're right. It's not in great shape right now. It's not doing really great. And I get that and I appreciate that. But I will tell you that it's going to be okay. First of all, it's going to be well into okay given July. And I think that's because another round of the scenario is going to happen. We're extending our school year in July. Yeah. Okay. So July is like locked in, no problem. But even a month from now, in the month of April, a month from now, yes, I have a question. Should I go home? Okay. Hi, Tana. Tana's commenting. Hi, Tana. Okay. So see what you can do to get through this month, and you will know that the plan is going to work, but you might feel a little fearful of it until that time. And I appreciate that, but keep plugging away. Lean on these two women and divvy up the work so that you're supporting a few of them that are really working and giving all the workload to them, and support a few. And then the other ones say, I'm going to take a break. Choose who to support and give the work that is necessary right now to be done to those people. And it does feel like there's that 2-tier of your staff getting helped at this moment. And by the time July happens, whatever's happening in July for your scenario, it's almost like a fresh start where it's like none of this stuff affects that time frame. Okay? So yes, I feel good about that. I'm also just going to pull some cards for you real quick because I feel like that was quick. One sec. This is what I was supposed to show you. The singing card. And we all know the singing card, right? Sing it with me. The message of this card is, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Yes, my guides have told me over and over I have to sing that song every time this card comes up. This is where you're feeling like this is what's happening. The despair, and I get it. I appreciate that. But you're actually a very capable woman, and the truth is, don't worry, baby. That's where you're at. Use all that fear and channel it into innovation and creative problem solving. You totally can. You're very capable of that. I don't think you succumb to fear very much. So just recognize that it's just urgency and concern for being creative, and then do that, and you'll be fine. Okay, let's see. Christy says, I've been having dreams that I am floating. I am asleep, but I know that I am awake, like a lucid dream maybe. What is that? It's a lucid dream. Okay. Unpopular opinion. Let me take a drink before I get into my unpopular opinion. Okay. A lot of dream books and dream interpreters. Let me get my position right. A lot of dream books and dream interpreters take the position that the dreams you have are metaphors, that they are symbols that are your subconscious speaking. While I appreciate that and do believe that that can happen, I am actually of the mindset that when you dream, you actually are conscious on other areas of reality and dimensional existence. So I believe that when you leave your body, you are leaving your body, not dreaming that you're leaving your body. And I don't want you to feel like this is scary at all, because what you have to realize is that there's just, I mean, think about the frequencies of light that we can see, okay? It's like this big on the spectrum of even what we can detect scientifically is a light photon ray, right? Hearing, we know dogs can hear better than us, right? We know we hear like this much, and then there's like all this other stuff. Even like radio, like right now, there's like 20 radio stations floating in your bedroom or in your room, wherever you are, and we can't hear them, right? So what I'm saying is that in and around us exist all sorts of different levels of reality. And I believe that when we're lucid dreaming, we are capable of not just disassociating from our consciousness and taking it somewhere else. Yes, astral travel. I do believe that all dreaming, almost all dreaming, is astral travel, that you do go somewhere, you connect with someone. And the reason I think this, you guys, is because for whatever reason, maybe it's because of my psychic abilities, whatever reason, since I was a young child, I literally remember 4 or 5 dreams that I had, like every morning when I wake up. I know a lot of people don't remember their dreams. I literally remember and always have every single dream. I know the order. I can write them all down. I literally remember them. And even deja vus, I actually got to the point where like deja vus weren't deja vus. I literally remember dreaming it, journaling it like 3 months prior on a Thursday at 10 a.m. in the morning when I woke up. So I already had logged it in, and then I had my deja vu. So what I'm saying is there are so many other capabilities of our soul in travel. So don't be afraid of any of that. Basically what's happening is the same thing that happens already. It's just that your consciousness that's attached to this 3D environment is becoming more flexible, malleable, attentive, capable, and is basically registering new information in this frequency of consciousness, but it's nothing new that's actually happening, or nothing necessarily that means it's bad or scary or whatever. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. I actually know that I'm dreaming when I'm lucid. I usually go lucid a couple times a week at least, and I know I'm dreaming. One of the first things I do in my dreams is I look at everybody and I go, oh, don't worry about it. You can eat that cake because I'm dreaming, so this is not like where we get fat. Or I manifest a really cute actor from a movie and smooch him for a little bit. Or I change my hair color or something, like from the movie The Craft. But the thing is on different levels of existence and consciousness, and wherever we travel when we are lucid or go astral, there are different capabilities. The other capability we also have is to be telepathically connected with others. It's almost like we join the World Wide Web, if you will. And telepathic communication through dream time is absolutely also possible. This is why we get visitations in our dreams from people that we love, and often they don't talk to us. They give us thoughts and signals, because that is the easiest way to communicate. The talking is something very unique to this scenario. And our mind is compartmentalized because it keeps at the forefront the things that are important for us to function here. But once our subconscious becomes more open, malleable, and flexible, and able to remember, it will allow you to remember these lucid opportunities. Honestly, what it means is just that you're becoming more psychic, you could say, but then the barrier that lets your conscious and your subconscious be partitioned, so that you can pay attention to things that are important and let the other ones fall away, because you want to be successful in focusing on the things you want. And the system, what happens is it like opens, and then the subconscious can come up to play with the conscious. So that's what's happening. It's a beautiful thing, and it is very connected to you being very psychic. So if you are developing your psychic abilities, no doubt that's why it's occurring, or this could be happening naturally. And let me pull you some cards, because I didn't do that for you. You're becoming more powerful. You're becoming more powerful. But you can now create with this energy when you choose. So just keep an eye on what you want to do with it. What you want to do with it. I swear, when I'm always lucid, I eat cake. I told you, I eat cake. I smooch with people I want to smooch with. What else do? I fly. I always go around telling people, oh, it's okay, you can do that because we're dreaming. We're dreaming. It's totally okay. Or like something disastrous will happen, and I'll be like, it's going to be fine because we're dreaming. I'm always doing that in my dreams. I don't know why. I'm totally aware that I'm dreaming. Okay. What else? Vicky says, I just started a company, Head, Heart, Soul. I love it. Wondering if I'll be successful. I will donate double. You're so cute. Head, Heart, Soul. Gosh, it feels so in alignment already. It feels like, I just have chills. It feels like in alignment, so right. You nailed it. You nailed the words, you nailed your messaging, you nailed what you're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if you already had a website. You built it, now they just need to come. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that. I have chills. Do you see it? Probably not. I have chills. You nailed it. That's what I feel like. You nailed it. I'm hearing that your work is so needed. You have spirit guides helping you. Literally on your employee staff are spirit guides helping you with the day-to-day things. I'm hearing Instagram. I don't know why. Will you be successful? Let's pull on that. Okay, baby, real talk. I know you're afraid because it's bigger than you. And you're right, it is bigger than you because it includes all of the people you're going to help. It's way bigger than you. And that means it feels like it's out of your control. Like it needs more than you to succeed. Like it needs more than you have to give, or that you know, or that you can figure out, or that you're brilliant enough for. And I get it. But that's where spirit comes in, and says, we bring the rest of it, because your work will touch and help so many people that the energy and the reach of your work draws on that strength as well. This company you've built is not for you, it is for your people. Therefore, it is not just up to your strengths and your cleverness and your know-how. It is up to the divine order that people find you so that you can do what it is that you do. This is not your dream. It is the dream of everyone who will come in contact with you. Literally. It is imperative. It is imperative, Vicky. Imperative that you stay psychic and that you listen to your guidance. It is very, very, very imperative that you teach your clients to do the same. You have to have, this is so much bigger than you that you have to learn from it and to keep tabs on it. You have more employees than you in spirit. It is bigger than you. That's why you have to listen and absorb the information. You think it's just you that wanted this business. What you don't know is that everybody in the future who is going to be touched by your business is working for you now in creating the reach that will connect these two parties. You think you're at it alone. That couldn't be further from the truth. The flow is out of your hands. You couldn't screw it up if you tried. You couldn't screw it up because it's bigger than you. It's more important than you. It draws on the strength of everybody that will ever be helped and healed. And that is bigger than you. That's why you don't have to have all the answers, but you do have to listen for what they are. If you don't have clients yet, don't worry. The right clients will come. You do need to get the word out. Maybe that's why I heard Instagram. Maybe that's the first thing you can tackle because maybe you're in tune with that. Reaching out. It's going to take a little bit of marketing. People have to know you're there, but you are not alone. Put your divine staff on it. It's like Gabby Bernstein said. What is that book? She said, God is my publicist. I wouldn't say God. God is good too, but I actually feel like a team of spirit guides all helping you. And let me tell you something. They are not just your spirit guides. They are the spirit guides of everybody you are going to help and heal. Does everybody feel chills right now? I mean, literally chills. This is so in alignment. This is your time. You've nailed it. Everything is perfect. I wouldn't be surprised if you did build that website. You're ready. It's time to spread the word. Okay? Chills for Vicky. Yep. Vicky, this is it. Listen, Vicky, look me in the eyes. This is it. This is it. And this is your time. Get in the flow. You can't screw it up, but you do need to listen and you do need to stay aware because the parts that are out of your hands that Spirit's doing, you need to be aware of it and incorporate it and let them breathe. That's what flow is about. Now is your time. Beautiful. Okay, let me find where we need to be here. Carolyn says, does that mean I should focus on perfume rather than other parts of my business? Just in case I didn't clarify that, jewelry first, perfume second, teaching, you should focus on right now, but I don't think it's where the money's going to come in. I think money comes in the order of jewelry, then perfume, then community. You can cash in on that community later. Right now it's about service. Jennifer Wilson was wondering about the nature of the guides themselves. Your guides, Jennifer? Let me tell you about your guides, or the nature of guides in general. I'm sure you're talking about your guides. Let me just look real quick. Jennifer, for whatever reason, you have a lot of female guides around you. Female. There's like overwhelmingly female. Meaning that there's a lot of divine feminine energy, a lot of goddess energy. It might just be that they're stepping forward because you need them right now. Jennifer, if you can't afford it or you don't know how to get it, I'm going to gift you the Divine Feminine deck. I'm going to find a way to send it to your house because it's really, really important that you tap into. Remember when we used the goddess deck at the retreat? and we listen to that goddess music, that's the frequency and the energy of what you need to bring your power back into your life. And that's why those guides are with you right now. You need an energy that feels so much like you that it could fill you up and live in your space. That you need your future. Oh, I remember we saw your future self or your higher self. And it does feel like that. That's why the divine feminine is coming in. The thing is you don't need outside help. You need inside help. You got to feel your fire again. So that's why the divine feminine energy comes in, because it's like what your higher self is. I'm going to gift you that deck, and I'm going to send you links to those songs that are about the goddess. Listen to them. Tune into that energy. Do I sell tarot cards? I have a deck that I authored called the ET Experiencer Oracle deck, and I don't have any right now, so they're not on my website because printing has been a little issue lately. But I also have another deck that is going to be released shortly. It's a psychic development deck, and I might be just selling it for shipping and using it in one of my sales funnels, to be honest. So stay tuned for that very shortly. I would love to know if there's anybody out there that knows people who make apps, because it would be really nice to have it available to people for a very low cost on their phone, which is totally a legit way to use cards. The apps work incredibly great. They are just as much of a divine platform as using cards, although the cards do make you feel like you're tactile, and that's good too. Anybody got any app resources? Let me know. Jennifer, I want you to pull a goddess card every day and work with her. Journal. Pray. Talk to the goddesses. Talk to them like you're having a conversation, like they're talking back at you. So automatic writing or any other conversational skill, clairaudience. Work with them. They are your strength. They are your power. Okay. I love popcorn, but haven't had it in a long time. You know, Devin, the thing about popcorn is you could like make it so clean, like the eating, you can make it so clean. You could like pop it on your own at your home, put a little bit of salt, like the good kind, and a little bit of like, you know, butter without the crap. And it's like, you can eat a bunch of it. There's something about the energy of stacking, but having a really good connection with the organic properties of what it is. I don't know, something about that. Okay. Doreen says, has trouble on PayPal. Did go through though. Send 2 questions. Did I miss them? I'm Scorpio. Messages from my guide in twin flame. Doreen, did I get to you yet? I thought I did a Doreen. I'm a Scorpio. Any messages from my guide in twin flame? Ah, let's take a look. Doreen's. Well, your twin flame is your guide. I think you already knew that. One of them, one of the most important ones. The one you talk to probably the most, that you feel the most. There's a physicality about the 2 of you too. It's tangible. The energy touches. Are you the kind of person, Doreen, that identifies that your true twin flame, the one that you're connecting with most often and that you have a relationship with, is in spirit, even if they have a mirror down here on earth? Because the thing is I see a lot of twin flame content in your mind and in your heart. And when that happens, it's actually very normal, because the twin flame scenario, it does connect us in a psychic, spiritual way. Yes, she says. Okay, that makes sense. Because there's a lot of content that feels like displaced from this reality. Very common, actually. Again, very common. Your twin flame will be with you your entire life. Your twin flame will always have a connection with you. There is a physicality. I wouldn't be surprised if you did one of those sexy meditations every once in a while. Oh, he's passed. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because there's a closeness, even physically, and it could be that it's like drawing from when it was physical. If you said that, you know, he's passed but wasn't at one point, that makes sense. There's just a lot of presence there. It's like always there. Nothing's going to change. Always there. a constant. Even if you move on and never decide to connect with someone else, their twin flame is not going away. It'll be a working part of your life. The thing is it's happening on a different level of consciousness rather than the physical, so it doesn't negate anything that would ever happen here. Sometimes people who have these spirit relationships feel like they kind of take their head out of the present moment game, and they focus, in my opinion, sometimes maybe a little too heavily on what is not in the present. I feel like you have a good balance. I'm not worried about you at all. If you haven't had a sexy meditation, listen, we're all friends here. Let me just be clear. Twin flames in spirit, people in spirit, you can have sexy meditations with them. We do it in dream time. Why not do it in meditation or nap time when we're just kind of lucid? It is very important to you that you do have a physical connection, and imagine and let into your consciousness a physical connection with your guide, with your twin flame, because that is what actually harmonizes the frequency of the both of you and allows you to stay so strongly connected. You get strong messages every day. Of course you do. Of course you do. There's no change. There's no change in this. It just continues. Is there anything in particular you want to know about it? All I can tell you is that the physical thing is really available, that you should be doing it if you're not, and if you are already, good for you. I don't sense a change. I sense an incredible balance. It's a beautiful thing. If you want a new partner, you can have one. It won't change this. And if you don't, you don't. That's okay. Because I feel you balanced. I don't feel you out of balance with, like you got your head in the clouds, but your feet are on the ground. It's good. Okay, now I'm supposed to clear on it and listen. You get your own messages, but let me just get one too. Yep, any messages? Yep, I knew that was coming. That's interesting. I mean, I'm hearing and feeling like, obviously I love you, but that's not the juicy stuff. The next thing I feel is that he's saying, I breathe you. I breathe you. Like you are the essence in his spiritual body. Like he's just showing me that your energy is literally the vital force that comes into his soul. And that he is that for you too. But it's more your soul and spiritual body than your physical, but it can be your physical body too, if you allow that exchange of vital energy, which feels in the 3D world like exchanging intimate energy. Although on the other side, there's like different classifications of that. We sort of minimize it to a certain kind of understanding when we're here and it feels sexy. But in spirit, there's like different versions. You can have intimacy without like coupling, but that's neither here or there. Okay. He's showing me like either a baby or a small animal, but he's holding it like a baby. And he's saying, I have yours here. Ours. I have yours. I'm going to get personal for a minute. If you ever lost a baby or didn't have a baby, could be an animal too, because it feels like that side. I don't know. It's just he's showing me holding something like a baby and saying, I have ours. I have yours. I have yours here with me. He's just saying, be with me now. Be with me now. Be with me forever. He chooses you. You choose him, he chooses you. That's it. That's all she wrote. If it could be either, the message is probably twofold, but I would actually think that it'd be more likely that someone on the other side would show me a baby. I think that's more likely. But maybe by being confused, he's getting 2 for 1 and letting you know the animals as well. He says, be with me. Just be with me. And we'll be together. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Jessica Ruiz, I would love an appointment with you, girl. Wondering if my mother knows that I have forgiven her and she has forgiven me. Absolutely. I know that just from what I know. Jessica, what's your mother's first name? I can tune into her directly if you want to give me her first name. I wonder how long my phone is going to have juice. I see we're getting to the last quarter of the messages here, though. So, Jessica, what's your first name? Oh, I think I missed it. Let's see. Anna. Okay. Anna and Jessica. I'm going to pull cards, but I don't think I'm going to need them. No. Let me listen. Anna, I'm going to talk from feeling first, and then I'll get words. I'm getting it all at once, but I have to do one at a time. From my perspective, let me tell you is what I know as soon as I tune in. Anna knows how much of a mess she created. She knows that I know that there are reasons and narratives and things, and there are reasons, but she's not going to go into all of that because that is not the respectful approach she wishes to have at this time to her part in your life. And do you have a brother or someone else? Someone else that she affected too? She says, I made a mess and there are no words. I did do the best I could, but my best was not all that great, and you deserved a lot more. Thank you for your forgiveness. I wholeheartedly receive it with appreciation and joy. I'm with you. Do you have a brother? Let me see. Oh, it's your sister. Does your sister have a son? I feel a male energy. One of you have a son? Because I feel that there's also, or could have been her husband, your father, or someone? Because there's a male energy too that she says she's affected. She's with everyone. I don't know if she had any addiction issues or what that negative energy was around her that really kept her playing quite disheveled. She makes me feel like she's giving me kind of an insight now that even if there is a plan, there's still generally what could have been a good performance or a bad performance, and she's saying she wasn't really happy with her performance. She says you, on the other hand, Jessica, are doing an incredible job, and you are performing, she says, perfectly. That's in her opinion. You're perfect. I think she is often your mother in spirit. Like if you subscribe to the belief of past lives or future lives or whatever, I think sometimes she's a friend, sometimes she's a mother. But can I say that she always is in awe of you, meaning that I think she's a newer soul than you. I think you're an older soul. So you have a grace about you that she always admires, and she knows that's who you are. She says you're perfect. She says all is well and healed, and when we are together again, we will get another level of healing and joy to connect with. That's what she says. Okay. Celeste says, well, will I meet someone who lives in the area I work in now? What is the area you work in now? What is the area? Can you name that for me, Celeste? Celeste, will you meet somebody in the area you work in now? You're welcome, Jessica. Your mom has faith in you, a lot of faith. She says, I believe in her. I believe in her. New Mexico. That's right, New Mexico. Okay. Will I meet someone in the area I work in New Mexico? Just gonna look at this as a yes or no. Can you tell me why this is a no? Why the lover's card is here and the heart card is here and the relationship card is here, but they're all upside down? Did we talk about you moving? Because if we answer the question directly, which I felt like I should when I was first drawing, I said I'm going to answer directly, so I already knew I would. And directly, this would be a no. However, you have all the relationship cards here, so it makes me feel like the answer to this question is no, but there is relationship energy here. So did we talk about you leaving from New Mexico? Because if you're leaving from New Mexico or where you are, then you're not going to find the relationship there. I don't think this actually indicates that the next area is where you're going to find the relationship. Are you thinking about making the move soon? Would you be there in July? July is popping up for me. Something about 2021 being another step towards what you want as well. It's not too far away, but it's not, I don't think it's in New Mexico. Celeste, no. What did I ask? Will I meet someone who lives in the area I work now? You weren't the one that was leaving. It was someone else. Okay. Who lives in the area you work? Would there be any I just feel like I'm saying no on a technicality because look at this. There's the move, which means a location different than what you're saying. And then here's the heart card. So it is a yes relationship-wise, but it's a no on a technicality. So like if you're saying the area that you work in, it's not the area that you work in. And here's July again. So maybe it's just outside of that, or maybe you travel for work and it's in the other direction. They're just saying no on a technicality, but the answer is yes, you're going to meet somebody. And I keep being drawn to July. I don't know if I said that earlier. I don't know. And then into 2021, you're not leaving. That's okay. It just means that if you're like the area that you work right now, if you drew a line around what you would consider to be just the area, it's like on a technicality, it's just outside of that. I wonder if it's just yes, relationship, no if you drew a line around the actual area that you work. It's just outside of that. I don't think it'll be super long distance. I live an hour away from work. That makes sense because if you work and it's a no around where you work, it could be where you live. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm not surprised that you're in one area and work is in like a little bit of a distance, because if I drew around the city that you work, the way you asked that question, it was a no, but I saw the relationship and it doesn't feel like it's long distance necessarily. It just means that it's not if I put a circle around the city that you work. So it'd be closer to home, or hopefully not the other side of the town. But that's what it feels like. Okay, I am mother. I'll do remote learning. What do I need to know about my family dynamics? Suzanne. What do I need to know about my family dynamics? Do you have children? Do you have a couple? Maybe even 3? I don't know. Are there kids around you? I feel like there's a couple little people around you, Suzanne. Will you tell me that if I'm on the right track there? Could be boy energy. It just feels like rambunctious. Is that even right? Will you tell me if I'm on the right track there, Suzanne, about your family dynamics? It just feels like there's a lot of energy, and I don't know, like the energy is like all over, running really fast, and that feels like young boys to me. Adult children. Son lives with me. Okay. I did feel that the boy energy was a little up in the air. How's your son doing? If you want me to ask about your son, would you give me his first name and I will look directly at him from his guides? Because it just felt like the family dynamic was rooted in whatever the son's part is. How's he doing? Do we know he's doing good? I'm not trying to make something where there's not. I want to know if there's a question about your son. I want to know what the question is so I can answer it. Chris, okay. Is there a question about Chris? Grandsons in New Brunswick. That makes sense. A lot of boy energy. Tell me about Chris. I want to say already that, like, he's okay. Everything's going to be okay. But I just wonder if he needs some support right now, or if he's the thing that's kind of making things like where a lot of attention or energy is going. If that makes sense. Oh, he's 32. Well, just feels like there's a lot there. Let me just pull. Family dynamics. The first thing I hear is you used to have control over it, much of your family. Like you could influence and create positive outcomes or do whatever you wanted to do for the well-being and highest outcome of everybody in your family. But now everybody's sort of, I don't know if they're doing their own thing, or they seem a little hard to reach, or they're a little harder to help or influence. I feel like Spirit wants you to have peace with this, because this is also okay. It's different. I feel like this is trying to tell me that sometimes you feel like you're at a loss, or that you just like everything I do, or I just can't get through, or like you used to feel like you were more successful and now you scratch your head a little bit. But Spirit wants me to recognize for you that everybody's got their journey and narrative, and it's imperative that people, like what you see behind the curtain here, it's imperative that people mess up, it's imperative that people stray, it's imperative that people fail, it's imperative that there is a disconnect. All these things are imperative in the nature of creating narrative for our lives and growth. So I feel like Spirit wants you to have peace and faith that when your family is not close, they are still close to Spirit, because none of us are without guidance and none of us are without help. And even when we can't reach people the same way, they're not alone, because Spirit and their guides and our family on the other side are with them. So send your love, pray or do whatever you do. You might even be a Reiki master or someone who heals, because that's there. And take a breath and let it go. Have peace, because there are reasons. I think the greatest opportunity for growth is for you to take a breath and just know that none of your loved ones are ever far from help at all, even when you feel like you can't get through as much. I don't know if that resonated with you, but that is what I got. So if I kind of feel like, I wonder if that resonates with you. So do me a favor. If it doesn't feel like I answered your question, remember that I said this, and I think you might think later about going back and listening to it again or something. I think that would be helpful. So just note when it was, in case you want to do that. Okay, thank you very, very much. Okay. Tana, my buddy Tana says, should I go home to my parents or should I stay with my auntie? What is your auntie's name? Or what are your parents' names? One or all of them, or one or the other is fine. Just so I can know, just so I can feel an energy pull to the left or right. Thank you. You're welcome, Suzanne. Tana, are we still here? What is your auntie's name or your parents' names? One or the other, or all. Okay, I have to tell you guys, I'm part of this Facebook group called the Tana Banana Club, and somebody reached out to me one day and said, hi, we're a Facebook group of other people named Tana, and you by far are like, you know, qualified by having your name be Tana. And do you too get called Tana Banana your whole life? Because we did, and we had a club that we made called Tana Banana Club, and if you join this, you'll be connected with a bunch of other Tanas around the world. And I went, yes, I want to be part of the Tana Banana Club. And I joined that Facebook group. And now I have multiple friends named Tana, even though I like have never met another one in my life. Well, actually, I met one once. I met a Tana once. And now I have all these friends named Tana. Okay, Celeste, she said. Celeste. She said, okay, Celeste. I'm sure that's the answer. You can see. You could go either way. I think you need to know you'll have more freedom with your aunt, but less help. Your parents will be helpful, but you won't feel like you're as free. Either one can work. Either one will help you financially. Tune in and make the decision. Feel where your heart is pulling you. Don't second guess. Because it's not a right or wrong. There's no like urgency. It's just a decision. And can I say that it's actually not the most important decision you'll ever make. So you shouldn't stress about it too much. It's kind of like choosing what to wear. I mean, it makes you feel a certain way and it kind of creates certain circumstances in your day. But there's no wrong answer. I can tell you're feeling a little urgent and like you're going to make the wrong decision, but it just doesn't feel, it feels like more like a freestyle. I really think you're going to be okay either way. Pay attention to what you're feeling about where your heart is happiest in the future. I know you want to answer from me, but I can't answer one or the other. I can just tell you what I see in both scenarios. You're going to feel less like you have less freedom at your parents' house, but in some ways there'll be more help and more comfort. I think financially even they'll help you more. At your aunt's house, you'll have more freedom, but the resources will be less. That's what I'm feeling. Make a decision based on what your heart is telling you. Trust it and take in consideration what I said too. And you might even be like, there might be different locations. Still okay. I'm still okay with it. Okay, let's see. Christine Thomas, second question. Let me know when it comes up. Did I miss it? Christine, did I get your next message? Jennifer Wilson, no gift needed. Thank you so much. Okay, Jennifer? Everybody, listen up. When the universe opens a door for you, what do we say? Yes, 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 yes. Watch the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey. Yes, 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 yes. You have no idea what could be working behind the scenes from Spirit if you do not say yes to the offers that Spirit has so carefully created in its handiwork to come your way. Jennifer, it is my joy to provide you with the deck, and I don't mean to single you out or have you feel ashamed for saying no and then me saying yes. This is for everybody. Your situation is serving everybody. Everybody, if someone wants to go an extra mile for you, please say yes, 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 because Spirit has aligned that scenario so carefully based upon your prayers and your desires and your heart's wishes. Please, 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 my loves, please, 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 please say yes. Say thank you. Say I will receive that. Say I am grateful. Thank you. And just realize that every time something is offered to you, the universe has conspired with like 50,000 steps sometimes to bring that right to your doorstep. And at that moment to say no is like Spirit goes, oh, dang it. So please, please, please accept that. And Jennifer, I know you'll love the deck. I know you'll love it as much as I love it. So do it for me, okay? All right, let's see. How do you make yourself lucid dream, Christy says. Can I get a card reading on my abilities? Yes. I wish I wasn't using my phone right now because I could use my deck and like scroll through it and find. Okay, here you're clairvoyant. I hear it because I'm clairaudient. I hear you're clairvoyant. Lucid dreaming. You know, for whatever it's worth, if I sleep during the day and I take naps, which we're capable of doing right now, if I take naps and I sleep on my back, it takes me longer to fall asleep, but I also don't go into as deep of a sleep. There's also technology. There's technology like these little headbands that you can use that flash lights or do some weird things that trigger you into a lucid state that actually does work because it wakes you up a little bit without jarring you awake, and it actually shifts your brain wave. So the other thing you can do is learn about brain waves. Okay, so there's delta when you're deep asleep. There's beta when you're awake. There's theta, which is like when you're in a flow state, you're surfing, you're playing tennis, you're not thinking, your body's moving. It's like you're in meditation. And then there's, what am I missing? Then there's alpha when you are, what is alpha? I forget. So anyways, there's these brainwave states. And basically your lucid dreaming is associated with which brainwave state you're in as your body is asleep. And so the more you can initiate and trigger a theta state, which is when you're in flow, then the doorway between your subconscious and your conscious mind is open, even though your body is sleeping. And when you're psychic or whatever, you do it in your beta state when you're awake. So you want to do theta state when you're asleep and theta state when you're beta waking, right? So if you can do either of these things, you're letting more information than usually break through. And so what I'm saying is there is a science to it. Some binary beat like YouTube videos that play music with the like binary, they can trigger certain brainwave states. They make the headbands that flash lights. You can do things that initiate, like I know for me, again, laying on my back and falling asleep during the day, the sunlight doesn't allow me to go into deep sleep, and being on my back doesn't allow me to get comfortable enough to knock out. But if I lay that way for like an hour and a half, I immediately start being lucid because I am rested enough to slip into like a sleep, but I'm also in my theta state. So, woo! A card just popped out of the deck. Let's see what it is. Okay. I think that you are primarily clairvoyant, but I think if you tried your hand at some clairaudient skills, you would be above average in the way that is executed or exercised within your ability. So do me a favor, pay attention to those two skills, not forsaking the others, but lean on them heavily in your research and in your processes that you decide to practice when you tune in psychically, and learn about lucid dreaming because it is science. Like all this stuff, believe it or not, it is science. It's the same thing. So just figure out how to trigger theta state while you're sleeping, and you will have more lucid dreams. Okay. Love and light to you too, Vicky. Okay, sorry guys, hold on. Yeah, Christine, I will try to get to it. Go ahead and put your question down. Oh, I see it. Okay. Kelly, will my husband to be ever regret leaving me? Will my husband ever regret? I think you're talking about your husband from before. You know, Kelly, I kind of felt like before the answer was yes. I didn't want to add insult to injury or like overwhelm the way you're thinking, but I do really believe in answering people's questions directly, because that monkey mind really does need to be addressed so that we can move on to a more spiritual place with our perspective. So if you want to know if he will regret leaving you, then I will answer you if I get the information. And earlier when I looked at it, I did feel that when I saw conflict between him and the person he was with based on his emotional insecurities or like ways of being not as emotionally intelligent or whatever, and that creating conflict and arguing and things like that, I did kind of feel like he kind of thought I had it sort of good before. So that to me feels like regret. Based on his current scenario, he is sort of quite often thinking about your past relationship and all the good parts and the assets, and he does sort of have it on a pedestal. My ex-husband to be, yeah. I don't know if that means you need to do anything about this, because I don't know if he changes. I'm getting the Lover's card for you again. Remember I saw something else coming in? Same thing, Lover's card. Talking about love a lot tonight. I'm feeling alone. That's where you were at before. Same cards. Different scenario. This one only brings helplessness and hopelessness. I'd be very careful to feel like you want to resolve this relationship versus putting yourself in a position. Yeah, you're not taking him back. Good. I didn't want to tell you what to do, but I'm glad you say that. I see something else. Okay, Christine says, I met someone that I feel connected with. Oh, now it's on. Let's see what we got here. I met someone I feel connected with. I was told in a reading he would have blue eyes. He took a class from me. He goes by the name of Blue and has blue eyes. Is he the one? My King of Cups. Ooh. You might not want to give his name. I'd really love to have it. But if you can't give me his name, will you give me his first initial? I know you said he goes by Blue, but I want to know his name. B. Okay, B. Oh, wait. William. Okay. There's a lot of excitement here, I'll tell you that. There's not a lot of obvious yes here, but I think it's because the overwhelming issue at this point is not is he, but will he. So let me clarify. There's a lot of information coming down first, and it maybe is just that they'll address is he the one later. Because, well, I don't know. If they're addressing, like, if he will reach out, maybe it is implying that this is what we want him to do, which is a good way of saying this is a good thing. But the first thing I think Spirit is saying that they want me to tell you and spend this time telling you is that I don't know if he's the kind of guy that really takes the lead or makes the leap or makes the offer. He's the kind of guy that I do get the feeling he might even be kind of flirty. Like he might be like present, he might communicate, but out of this little bit of fear, or maybe it's just that he doesn't think anybody's truly interested in him or something. He, like, for whatever reason, does not make the damn move. He does not ask anybody out, you included. So let's see what let me pull again and see what they want to say about that, because they're saying if we don't figure out a way for you to ask him out or to get him to ask you out, which might be tough, but if we don't do that, nothing will happen. He's a Gemini. Perfect. Yeah, so he's like on one end of the spectrum, very confident and cheeky. And then the other part of him is like, he won't show it, but he's like terrified. And his deep-seated fear is going to keep him from acting. The greatest reward is to go the additional mile. It could be that you need to be in his space for about a month before you really make a move. I think you could be a little more open and obvious. I like this. I do. I think it's a step in the right direction. This is a fixer-upper, though. He seems great on the outside, but he's like, you got to shove him into the next step. The Lover's card's here. The love, it's here. It's upside down. Awaiting results, yes, we get it. Changing your focus, no. Don't change your focus. Will it be rewarded? Yes. These are good things. Intuition, yes. Manifestation, no. So that means like it's hard to come by this one. It's hard. So you're gonna have to be super obvious or make the move yourself, or really use some other tools like talking to his friends or whatever. For best results, I'm hearing for best results, flirt with him for a month and then figure out what your move is. Or think about it a little bit beforehand and make your move in a month for best results. Okay, awesome. Stone Dancer Tarot, your grandmother's name was Tana? What? Are you serious? Wow. What a confirmation. No wonder, wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That blows me away, actually. Okay. Am I the one? Crazy grandma, am I the one? Do you mean am I with the one? Will you clarify that for me? What's your question, love? Okay, Jennifer, accept wholeheartedly and gratefully to help you. Yes. Yay, you're so sweet. You do so much for me, Jennifer. I'm happy. Okay, Mystic Path says, hi, Tana. My question is about promoting at work. Like, will you get promoted? I'm sure. Will I be able to level up this year? Mystic Path, can you give me the name of your company or your position so I can tune into it if you don't mind? Getting late on the East Coast. Good night, Christine. Good night. Thank you. Mystic Path. Mystic Path. Mystic Path. Wow. Stone Dancer Tarot. Tana was your grandmother's name. I'm just mystified. Wow. I work in local government as administrative work. Okay, great. Great. Let's see. Promoting, level up this year. Yes! Yes. Pieces of advice. It's challenging now, or you haven't got the breakthrough now, and I appreciate that, but you've had successes in the past, so you know you are considered an asset. You are on a pedestal, you are graceful, you are perfect. You just need the right opportunity. They will communicate it to you. You simply need to take the lead. It may be a male boss that you either are going to have or that you have that actually makes the offer to you. It could be in 6 months' time, but require a little bit of training of someone below you, so you might not move until the 7th or 8th month. But the 6 month time is like the time frame I see the situation coming into view. I do feel it is more money And I wonder what you do if you're like an advocate or a speaker or a trainer or something that basically you're communicating and others are learning from you. I wonder if that's the case, or if that's the division you'll move into, because it does seem that people are listening and hanging on to your every word, taking notes and implementing something you've presented. That's what it feels like. This is a yes, 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 yes for me, but it might take 6 months' time. And I wonder if you're worried that your finances are affected and you could really use a raise. And that's partially why you're wondering if there's growth. If you wait 6 months, it'll happen. 5 months may be too soon. 6 months is a yes. I also feel that if you feel like between now, next month, and the month of May, you're feeling affected by whatever financial impacts there may be, I want to let you know that by June, I feel you much better, in much better standing. This is a yes. Now, there's still a question as to whether you want to do this or move forward. But can I say I don't see anything else really on the docket. So I do feel that at least this next step would be a great move. Do you want to do this? Do you want to get promoted? I'm assuming you do because it's the only thing I see for the moment. But if there's something else you want to do, let me know because I could like juxtapose it with that. Jessica, I am so impressed with you, Tana. There's a reason why I was drawn to you. Oh, you're so sweet, Jessica. I am so glad you are here too. I love being with you guys. Thank you so much. Any messages on love? Jasne says. Okay. Messages on love. Messages on love. Let's see if that. Oh, yes, I do. I want to promote. Good. Okay. Let's see if that lover's card comes out of the deck again. Jasne. Yeah, Jasne, someone from the past, maybe wanting to come back in. How do we feel about that? I don't know how I feel about it. I don't feel like a lot would be different. I feel like it would certainly stroke the ego and maybe be a nice little reunion for a minute. I'm just gonna take these cards. I'm gonna put them back. I'm gonna take what it told us, and I'm gonna ask for someone new. Because let me tell you, I saw the person coming back in, and I saw there could be benefits, and there could be someone trying to knock on that door. But can I be honest? There wasn't enough good for me there to like feel like I want you going back there. You could go back there for a minute and get what's there for you or whatever. If that's the case, like all the power to you. But I kind of feel like no thanks, you said. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page because there wasn't really a lot there for you other than maybe like a physical connection or something. Like if someone comes from the past and is like, I love you, you can let them love you if you want, but don't be like loving them back or taking any serious measure. Okay, here's the thing. I want you to know that I do sense, and again, please take what you want and don't let me decide your future. If you want something different, change your stars, do something different. But this is not a bad reading, so I will stand by it. I do feel that there is time in between now and when you find who I'm really looking forward to being like the one. I think rather than months, it could be, I'm wearing slippers and yoga pants, actually. I do think that there is, what can I say? A little time in between, but that's only because I'm talking about nothing inconsequential. I'm talking about the one. I want you to know that you will marry. I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to stand by that as well. You will marry. You will find your spouse. You are going to get married again, and it will be someone that adores you and loves you, and it will be so perfect that you will not hesitate to say yes. But I do feel that this whole narrative could be a couple of years. I don't know if I just feel this happening like right away. I also notice a characteristic of not a lot of activity between now and then either. So If you want more activity or you want to prime the pump, then you might have to do something different. And that's like getting out there, having friends set you up, the horrid online dating that people always say. But I tell you, Spirit tells me to tell people to online date all the time, so don't discount it. People meet their lovers and soulmates on online dating sometimes. All I'm saying is it's a tool for the universe to get the person through to you. I'm not saying it happens every time. I'm just saying it's not all bad like everybody thinks, and I'm only taking that position not on my personal experience, but on what Spirit has told me and what happens after people follow that advice. It is possible that you can change your stars by doing something different. However, I do feel that it is possible that if you move through the next 2 years or so or whatever, and you're not having a lot of activity, I still don't see that you can screw up the one that's coming, that's supposed to come, that will work. You will say yes, you will not think twice. I wonder if you might even be in a stage of not doing much dating right now, and that before you even decide to lift a finger, it could be 9 to 10 months before you even do that, a little less than a year. So I just don't want you to stress. I don't want you to think that your decisions in the present moment make or break who you're supposed to be with, because can I tell you that a lot of the relationships we're in, not all of them, but a lot of the relationships we're in are really divine destined to happen at some point, even if the window is a little freer than like an exact meet cue. And I don't feel like you can screw this up. That's what I say when I mean it's really destined. I don't feel like you can screw this up. So you just do you in whatever way that is, but know that it is coming. Trust that now. Trust that now. Marriage. Okay, awesome. Let's see what we got. Any messages on love? You know what's really interesting is I didn't even consider that you could have been in a relationship. So let me address that. If you are in a relationship, I wonder why I didn't see it. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. Is there a reason I can't visualize? Yes, there probably is. You are probably not super clairvoyant. Or, okay, I have this test on my YouTube channel. It says what kind of psychic test, and it's not filmed very well. I had so many production problems. The audio I got didn't work. The lighting was awful. Please forgive. I'm going to redo it. There's also, I think, a multiple choice kind of click test on my website too. Let me explain something. People are psychic in the ways that their brain functions. Whoa, it's science again. Oh my gosh. Here's Tana talking about brains again. So let me ask you a question. The last movie that you saw, if you recall it now, put yourself there, recall it. Are you seeing it? Are you hearing words and phrases that were said, like the dialogue? Are you feeling how you felt? Or are you like thinking of a review, some opinion you had of the movie, right? If you don't immediately remember where you sat, what the theater looked like, and what a scene was, you could draw it out on a storyboard. If you don't immediately do that, it's because your brain does not register information prioritizing the visuals. So if you don't do that on a regular basis, and this is like your predisposition from birth to have a certain kind of brain, and then it's also nature nurture. But if you aren't predispositioned to register your experiences and thus your memories in a certain way, that psychic ability will not be as effective because your brain is not, it doesn't work that way. So if you know which ones you lean on, like feelings or hearing, then what you can do is focus on those psychic abilities and skills and lean on those a little bit more heavily. But just because you can't visualize doesn't mean that you're not psychic or that you're actually blocked. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you maybe a different skill is a little bit more hefty for you. Also, I got really fascinated by all these YouTube videos that started like coming out at some point talking about how some people don't have like space in their brain. Like if I said, picture a green apple in your mind, they can't do it. There's no space in their brain where that goes, like it goes for other people. And they can't, like say, if I were to say in my mind, you are lovable, right? I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to say that. If I can't say that in my mind, but in order to process that thought, I have to say it out loud, it's the same brain condition or functionality. So there are so many reasons in the brain, literally, okay, that certain psychic abilities work and certain other ones don't. So look into the other abilities and then practice your visualization as much as possible to build up that muscle and nature nurture it. Okay? All right. Stone Dancer Tarot. Girl, I met the guy online and that was almost 9 years ago. Going strong. That's what I'm saying. Everybody tells me when I say, oh, go online. Like I have my friend Nick Gallardo that you know, I did a reading with him. What was it, on New Year's? Or we did a pick a card on love or something. And I channeled, okay, for those of you who need to go on online dating, it's time to consider that. And he goes, no. It's all about organic. And I appreciate that because he was speaking to the people that resonated for. And I was speaking to the people that the other people resonated for. Spirit was using us that way. But what Nick doesn't know is that for 15 years I've been in my business and I've literally answered love questions almost every single reading. And literally Spirit surprised me with how often it told people to go on online dating. And I'm just telling you that if Spirit says it, there's a reason why. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Suzanne, why haven't I met my spirit guide? The reason why is because it could be one of those reasons that I just mentioned. Look into the different ways that you define meeting and use all sorts of different tools. The other thing I can say is pull up YouTube videos, look at blogs, look at all sorts of ways to meet your spirit guide. And don't think it's going to happen like they physically appear in front of you unless your brain works like that. It could be words, phrases, and sentences. It could be feelings. It could be ideas that pop into your mind. It's like using the internet. When we talk to someone on the internet, it's not like they're standing in front of us. It's a different platform. So what you have to understand is meeting your spirit guides and psychic abilities exist in a different platform. So it's not going to feel as tangible as when we touch somebody. Thank you. Okay, I think we're at the bottom of the list. Okay, 18 people in the chat. You guys, I'm going to do one more spread for all of us. If you're with me, this is for all of us. And then I think I have to close down because I think my phone's going to die. I think my phone's going to die. We've been going for, oh my God, we've been going for 3 hours? Holy moly. Okay, all right. Let's see what we got here. Lord, Spirit, Angels, Guides, God, Heaven, Universe, Cosmos, give us our message. We are here, we are listening. Please speak to our hearts and our minds and our bodies and our lives and our dreams and our desires and give us a message. Here we go. Everything we want is achievable. Everything we want is achievable. We have to believe that it's possible in order to allow the existence of it to be present in our lives. We have to first believe that everything we want, we have to listen to Spirit. When they say everything is possible, we have to believe it in our mind and drop it down to our heart. Because I'll be honest, we limit ourselves. We limit ourselves in what we think is possible or what we can achieve or what we can accomplish given our resources, our circumstances, our gifts and our strengths and our weaknesses. We think that. But when we embrace the journey and we know that the present moment is, the future is not defined by the present moment. I went to a personal development conference that really hit something home for me recently. It said, just because you've never done it before, it has 0% correlation with if is it ever going to happen ever, because there's no circumstances with direct connection that if you haven't had it, you aren't going to have it. There is zero correlation with that being an absolute. Our hearts will show us the way. What do we desire? What fills us up? What makes us feel good? Always choose joy, choose yes, choose love, choose desires, choose our innate strength, choose to follow our heart, help others, be of service, be in humanity, it comes back around. Find our team, find our allies. This is about not asking for help. This is asking us to ask for help. Don't be an island. Make sure your dreams are big enough for all sorts of people to be a part of that narrative. Don't ever feel alone, because we're not. Don't ever feel alone. Choose what you want in this world. Set your sights on it. Do not be apologetic. Be unapologetic and go in that direction. The things we need to know will be revealed to us on the path. We may not have them all up front, but the things we need to know when we need to know them will reveal to us on our path. Spirit promises us. And I thank you so much for being here tonight. Let's see what else we have here. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for all your donations. If you haven't got a chance to do that, let me know and I will give you the link. I appreciate you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. I will be back on next week, I promise, with another one of these, okay? Mwah! Good night. I love you guys. Be safe and take care of each other, okay? All right, my loves.